Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I am Mike.
I am Jay.
And I am very, 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 very sorry. Thank you all so much for waiting and being patient. I know we said 8 o'clock, and then I just changed it to 8:30 like half an hour ago, if anybody, or like 45 minutes ago, if anybody is confused. That's the start time, and it's 110% my fault. What had happened was we went to Loomis's favorite restaurant, the Olive Garden.
Yes, good stuff there. Breadsticks, amazing.
Yeah, with family for Father's Day, and I had plenty of time to get back. But when I left Olive Garden, something struck me peculiar as I was leaving, and I had to take a very, very painful shit. And that's not all. I went into the bathroom at the Olive Garden. It was embarrassing because the whole family left, and then I went back in and I went straight to the bathroom. So everybody there knew I was taking a hot one. Mm-hmm. And that happened, and I thought it was okay, and I thought it was good. I was good to go. And then we left and had the girls in the car and everything. We're scooting here, and like 20 minutes down the road, dude, it just hit me again. And this time it was unstoppable. I started sweating. My face got really hot. I couldn't stop moving my legs. It was coming, and it was coming like the fire of 1,000 suns. Right out of my butt.
Sounds like you got butt fucked by Gozer the Gozerian.
Yeah, dude, it was awful. And then I hit every traffic light, and I almost shit my pants in the car. But I had to go into a Walmart, a busy fucking Walmart, and one of the Walmarts you don't want to go to. Mm-hmm. And I had to go and shit in there, and it was disgusting. But I literally changed the time while on the toilet, and I texted Jay. I was like, dude, I'm sorry, I got to push the stream back. I was like, I'm literally at a stall right now shitting. As soon as this is over, I'm going to be home and we could start this. And I literally just walked in the door like 2 minutes ago. So long story short, I'm very, very sorry to be late. I hate being late. So
I was telling this. I'm running Lord of the Rings from Gimli when he was like, "What madness drove them in there?" Because the fact that you had to go into a shitty ass, dirty ass bathroom in Walmart. Ooh, God save his soul. He is tormented and corrupted by a demon. Someone call the priests.
Dude, shockingly, the one at Olive Garden was worse. It was full of toilet paper and someone else's poop, and it wouldn't flush. I was in Olive Garden plunging some other dude's shit so I could shit, and still had to end up shitting on top of his shit. It was awful.
So that's a good day in paradise right there.
Fuck, man. And you know why, dude? It was this stuff that somebody sent us. I had it earlier on a quesadilla, this Hellfire, and I was like, this is tasty stuff. And then it struck me. It was the first hot thing I've had in a while.
That uncorks your butthole. You shit so much, like you shit for yourself. It felt like someone else shit your pants.
Dude, I feel like I went through the whole process of COVID in like 20 minutes. It was awful. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you?
It gave me time to finish up on that movie. I was actually technically already done with that. Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise. Some good shit right there. Sad as fuck. I forgot how bad it was at the end. Because I mean, the ending's not bad. I mean, it's not super sad because he does get his life back in a way. But I felt like the ending was kind of like, because he just like he rolls on. What do I call you? Wheels. He wheels into the thing to give his speech on Vietnam, and that's the way it ends. I don't know. I was like, I guess it was all right, but it was just kind of, I don't know. It just felt like it was going somewhere really good, and then it just kind of goes, let's fast forward like 4 years. And now he's a successful author, and he's going to give a speech on how they should end the war in Vietnam and all that shit. But I don't know.
I've never seen that movie.
It's not. I mean, it's a good movie up to that. I mean, but I think the better movie is the Emilio Estevez one, The War at Home with Martin Sheen, when he comes back as a Vietnam vet and him and his dad get into it. That's a great fucking movie. Underrated as shit.
I've never seen that one either, actually.
I also watched Flight, but you've seen that. That's Flight is, I swear to God, it's one of the most underrated Denzel movies out there. It really is. Like, people never talk about that movie, and it's like amazingly powerful as far as acting performances go. And then it's got one of the best, other than obviously like Top Gun, is some of the best aerial combat shit you've ever seen in your life with airplanes. But as far as that scene goes, when he inverts the plane and then the way it looks and shot, oh my God, and the intensity of that scene. Woo! And Denzel's got that like cool man fucking badassness that only Denzel can pull off. They're like, oh my God, you inverted the place. Like, it's all right. You're gonna have to look into that black box and tell your son you love him. Like, you're gonna be okay, it's good.
Whatever you say, Denzel. Yeah, he was awesome in that movie, man. Let me see. Some people are actually sent some super chats while probably mid shit. That we missed. Scott G Experience, thank you, my friend. Says, hello, sexy monkeys. Which characters from 78 Halloween do you want to see appear in Halloween Ends that we have not seen yet? X Michael's parents, Ben Tramer, Judas 10-second pump and dump boyfriend. honestly, man, this is going to be an answer that sucks. People aren't going to like this answer, but my answer is none. I've had my fill of Easter eggs. I've had my fill of throwbacks. I've had my fill of all that. I think it's time to put down the toys and let's get to, the real meat and potatoes of this, and let's finish the Laurie Michael storyline right.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't remember anything, but I don't know. And the 1978 Halloween, as far as like a character that's not been seen on the big screen, I don't none. Yeah, I don't have. There's not anybody in my mind that's popping out and be like, oh my god, I'd love to see what happened to them. No, I never really cared about all the other characters though. I just only cared about my Michael.
It's Michael, Loomis, and Laurie, man.
But even back then, I didn't. When I was first watching, I didn't even care about Loomis. I was just like, I just like to see Michael. It's like fucking. I mean, yeah, Alfred's cool. You like to see Alfred now and again, and it's really neat to see who he's going to play him. But I just want to see Batman and Michael's Batman. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Inky the Alien, thank you so much. That's very nice of you. Says, I know this live isn't about Halloween. Let's be honest, they're all a little bit about Halloween. But in the next inevitable timeline, what do you think they'll do with Michael's age? In each new timeline, he's gotten progressively older, but will they keep going older? I think that's a great point. I had somebody complain the other day. They were like, it needs to end after Halloween ends. Michael's too old. And I'm like, dude, you know that like they're not taking this Michael and going forward with him, right? They're going to jump into another timeline with a different Michael. I say as young as you can possibly get him. That way, if you hit a perfect stride and you're making badass movies, age isn't even a question anymore. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. And if he keeps getting older, they're gonna have to drop that bitch into a Lazarus pit. He's gonna have to become the next fucking bad guy at Batman fights. I can't remember that guy's name. The Batman Begins. What was his name? The bad guy, the main bad guy, Liam Neeson.
Shang Tsung.
I was gonna say Nosferatu. What the fuck was his name?
We both know it. It's just for some reason.
Ra's al Ghul. Yeah, he's gonna be Ra's al Ghul. I'm glad we got that out because God forbid, like people would be like, these dumb fuckers don't even know who Ra's al Ghul is. But anyway, I think what they should do is go back and make him younger. I know it's blasphemous, but fuck it. Like let's have if you're gonna do a reboot, like have that dude that was in the flashbacks for Halloween Kills. Get that guy.
Yeah,
that guy was badass.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. And just like whatever they do, you can't go with, we've already done Old Man Michael, right? Like that's done. You can't do that again.
What if they just get Josh Hartnett to reboot it and he becomes the new one?
I'm fine with that.
Let him become as long as he combs his hair, well, you won't even be able to see it.
Yeah. When he becomes Michael, he actually cuts the mask's hair just like his was.
Yeah. LL Cool J will always be able to recognize it because I know who he is. He never combs his hair. He can tell on his mask. It's him.
Hey, thank you, Inky, and thank you, Jägerbomb. Says, "Hey, Fudge Packers,
hey,
that's us." Thoughts on trailer for Prey? Here's mine. It's only on Hulu. Oh, it's only on Hulu for a reason. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That tells you everything you need to know about it. I don't have any thoughts. If you say I don't even know what Prey is, if it's on Hulu,
it's the new Predator movie.
Is that? Oh my god! And it's called Prey.
Yeah.
At night, I keep going to the river to pray. Because have
you still not seen that trailer?
No, I didn't know it was about Predator. I don't want to watch it though. Either way, if it's on Hulu, I don't want. I mean, that's a shit sandwich waiting to happen.
Hey man, you're the one that said that movies need to start going to streaming more often.
Yeah, but not on Hulu. I never said Hulu.
What's wrong with Hulu?
First off, it's named after a fucking kids activity from the 1950s. All it's missing is hoop.
What, hula hoop?
That's hula hoop. That's some boring ass shit. He's like, that's like your fucking grandparents that get you like a hula hoop, and everyone else gets like badass mountain bikes for their birthdays, and you get a fucking pink hula hoop. That's like, everybody on the streets got like Netflix, they got Amazon Prime, they're watching The Boys, they're watching Stranger Things. You're over there watching, jacking off, watching Hulu and reruns of Roseanne. Nothing wrong with I like Roseanne, but no, I don't think so. Predator, not
Predator, yeah.
No, I mean that's what Hulu is the last streaming service I'd go to.
Well, it's like Paramount or Paramount Plus or one of these is going to be doing like 2 of the 3 Exorcist films. So like you're going to get a lot of this stuff. So the Hulu part actually doesn't bother me, man. Like I like all movies to go to theaters, but that's just not where we are. But I thought the trailer looked good actually. Like the CGI is the only thing I worry about. If they couldn't even show a fucking bear without having this terrible CGI, like what are the predators and shit going to look like? You know what I mean? But I thought the lead actress, like she seemed like she was going to be really interesting, and what they're going to do there, I think is going to be really cool. I'm just worried about when we see the Predator, how horrific and how fucking CGI is it going to be? You know,
are they doing what was it? Is it rated R, or have they not said?
I believe it's rated R, but I don't quote me on that.
At least they're going, at least someone, at least they unzipped their pants before they took their dick out and peed. I mean, that's one thing.
Oh, yeah. Exactamundo. My butt. Ryan Mitten. Thanks, buddy. He's a handsome Superman head. Says, have either of you guys played the Quarry yet? It's pretty cool and creepy with some gnarly kills.
No, I haven't yet. I planned on it, but then I was like, I'm a cheapskate, and I was like, I ain't spending 60. I think it's 70 for an Xbox Series S. If you want to like, see, that's some bullshit right there. I think you got to pay $70 for the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S version of that game. It's $60 on. So I was like, man, you try to chat my ass for $10. I ain't even paying for my child support. I ain't gonna pay you extra 10. But no,
that's almost a tank of gas.
Yeah, it's like really is now. It's not even a tank of gas nowadays. That's like barely a fucking thimble full of gas at $10. But no, I plan on watching the gameplay on YouTube. I like to do that anyway. If I either can't afford the game or I don't want to really buy the game, I just go on YouTube and watch the story, all the cutscenes put together.
Yeah. Answer me a question, you guys. Is the Quarry, I haven't seen a trailer for or anything. I just hear people in the horrorverse talking about it. Is it one of the games that's like Friday the 13th and Evil Dead? Is it like one of those where it's like multiplayer and you're like,
no, I don't think there's multiplayer. I think it's just it's one of those games where there's choices that you can make, and based on your choices, you can have different endings based on that. But dude, the CG, or not the CG, the effects for the game, the video game effect. Oh my god, dude, David Arquette's in it, and he voices one of the characters. Looks dead on him, dude. And when the trailer for it looks like David Arquette. Like technology is getting scary.
So there's a good story and stuff. Like it's like a horror story that you're like walking through and you just play it by yourself.
Yeah,
then I might buy it.
Yeah,
I might buy it. Nothing. And I mean, absolutely nothing against those games like Evil Dead and Friday the 13th. I think they're great. They've just never struck in my fancy for a horror game. Like they're fine. They're fun to play for a few minutes. But for me to invest and buy a brand new game, I'd want something that has like a really good campaign or something too. You know,
it was cool to see David Arquette in something other than like licking scream nipples. But it was, I mean, like he actually, he's like I think he's a cop in it again. I think he's a cop. He's like Dewey, but it's like he's a little bit more badass in it.
I'm definitely going to take a look at that now. I'm glad you mentioned that. Anthony Stamps, thanks, buddy. He says, Jay, what do you think about the new Resident Evil DLC, Village DLC, letting you play as the hot vampire MILF?
Anytime they let you play as a hot vampire MILF, I say go for it and have a good old time with them jugs. I don't know. I didn't know they were releasing a new DLC for it, but that's badass.
She is hot, though. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that.
I watched the behind the scenes of them making that with mocap. It was badass. It was cool as shit to see it. And the woman that plays her has no big boobs, but it was still nice to see the voice actors behind the voice.
They take everything from us. Nothing is real. Austin, thank you, buddy. He says, you guys get one completely under your control. What do you pick and which do you do? One super elite predator or a hive of 100 aliens?
What you guys get one completely completely under control.
Daddy. Can you fuck
it?
If
I had a hive of 100 aliens, wouldn't that just be like, I don't know, being like the minority leader in the House of Congress or some shit? I mean, it's just like, it's not going to do much. It's just going to be a lot of shouting and spitting. I'll probably take my predator. I'll have my predator to do the biddings. That's about, he's got all the technology and shit. He's a badass warrior. You could probably, and by the way, he's not like mindless. So you could probably have a conversation with him. He'll make you a man, not in that way, if you're not unless you don't want him to, but.
I'm going to go the opposite just because, like, you're right, but I think I'd go the opposite just because I wouldn't make them do like mean shit. I would make them like fetch and like play games together and stuff. And I would just have a bunch of cute, fucking awesome aliens just being adorable.
I don't know. They have acid for blood and they've got like extra mouths and shit. It'd be hard to control.
I think I'm gay.
Maybe so. That's okay. Go ahead and embrace yourself. It is 2022.
I'm gay and I love it. JD, thank you, my friend, very much so for this. He says, fellas, some wham, a little giggle bush, and the new TMNT game is just what the doctor ordered after a bad fucking day. Who the fuck is that? Have a great show, you beautiful pricks. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being you.
Hey, thanks, JD. Although, I didn't know that TMNT game was out yet. Is that the one where because there's one
like
where
Turtles in Time, kind of.
No, they're packaging all the old school Turtles game into one. Like it's going to be like the arcade and all that shit. And then they're making another one in the same version of the old school Turtles 2 game, the arcade game. Damn, I'm gonna have to get that one. I was looking forward to that. Shit,
that does look awesome. I may get that.
My Game Informer for not keeping me informed.
I've heard people talking a bunch about it, but hey, man, I hope you have a better day for sure. Bad fucking days fucking suck. But man, I don't smoke pot, but smoking pot and then playing TMNT sounds like a great fucking time, doesn't it? Like
Giggle Bush, some TMNT, and some leftover lasagna in the refrigerator will make you
fucking
happy.
It sounds like a goddamn Friday night I want to be inside of.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I was scrolling.
It's on Game Pass. That's cool.
Oh, we haven't got to. Oh, it's gonna be on Game Pass. Fuck yeah, dude! I'm in.
2 times.
I'm in. That shit's going down this weekend. Father's Day. Fuck yeah. Hi, Jackson. Thanks, buddy. He says musical Joker 2 with Lady Gaga, Pure Gold. I'm glad you brought that up because we didn't get a chance to talk about this.
Yeah, I heard about it. I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know what's going on anymore in the world. I even know. It's like, hey, let's take a badass fucking Joaquin Phoenix Joker representation and put him in a musical. But could be good. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna withhold judgment on it because again, the guy that directed the first Joker movie is coming back. It's not like they replaced the director, so he knows what he knows what the product he's got. He gave us a badass movie. They got Joaquin coming back. Lady Gaga as what's her face? Harley Quinn. Could be good, could be bad. At least she can sing. You know, we all know that. She likes to wear meat dresses, so she was already insane before she got this role. So I don't know. It's just a musical is fucking hard to pull off. Like a really good one. The last time, I mean, when was the last Grease? Like Grease 2? Like when was the last really good? Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they've got like artsy fartsy ones, but I'm talking about like that everybody West Side Story, I guess.
You gotta watch The Greatest Showman. That movie fucking ruled, dude. That was a good one. You'd like it too.
I don't know.
It's better than you think. Yeah. So fucking, it's just weird. It's just weird shit weird. And maybe they're overdoing it. Maybe like there's going to be certain parts where it's a musical, like where they go inside their head and in their minds they're doing a big number or some shit like that. And maybe it's being overblown. I'm like you though, dude. I'm going to reserve judgment. I don't want to shit on it. I'm not a musical guy. I don't enjoy watching musicals. I was fucking forced by gunpoint by my children to watch The Greatest Showman, and I loved it. But I'm the guy that like when I was a kid and they would break out in song in a Disney movie, I'm like, this shit's corny, dude. Stop looking at me. I feel awkward. You know what I mean? Like I hated singing in Disney movies. I know that makes me a prick, but it's just I'm just being honest with you. That being said, though, the talent behind this, if they do something groundbreaking, I'm not going to poo-poo. I'm not going to poo-poo someone doing something new and fancy. So let's see what happens.
It's Todd Phillips. Yeah, Todd Phillips is the one helming it. Yeah, I mean, and again, I mean, he knows what he's doing. I mean, obviously, you could see what he did. And by the way, I'll bet you $1 million that Joaquin Phoenix was the one that probably was a lot of the creative force behind doing this, because I feel like he's, you know, he likes dancing and he likes to do the little artsy shit. So I feel like he was a driving force along with Todd Phillips to have this made. And again, you know what?
He's not signed on yet either.
I gotta be honest. Again, it's kind of like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this. It's like, you know, is that a dude or is that a hot woman? I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we get between the sheets like freaks. But it's one of those things, though. I think it's cool to see DC doing things that Marvel's not doing, even though DC is fucking up a lot. Warner Brothers is a fuck up of a company, but they're not doing the same thing that Marvel's doing. So even though I will be honest with you, if they kept Ryan Reynolds, they gave me a rated R, a Deadpool musical, a real musical, a full hour and 45-minute musical with Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, I think I'd watch the shit out of that.
That would be the greatest cameo of all time. I know it's Marvel DC, but what if they do that and all of a sudden Deadpool walks in that fucking thing and starts singing? That'd be the greatest thing of all time.
Somebody gets sued.
Jerry Ramey, thank you very much, my friend. Says Michael's parents would be like 93 to 97 years old. An 18-year-old Michael would be interesting. He's new to the killer thing, so he could be a mix of smooth, agile, destructive, inexperienced. It's like a Bond in Casino Royale. He's fucking up. Of course, he's fucks up a lot. Like you remember in the original Halloween, like he knocks that flower pot off, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get out of here."
Yeah, if you guys go back and watch that, you see him go. Huh. He gets out of frame. He ducks out of the frame really quick, and I don't. But yeah. It would be cool, like, you know, or like, you know, like Batman, when he, you know, obviously he couldn't use all of his tools or weapons effectively, or didn't have what he needed. But yeah, being Michael's parents would be 93 or 97 years old. Would they be that old?
At this point, probably.
In this time. Oh, it depends on if you're I was going to say if you went back, I would just do it in the 70s, or like do it in between, like do it. You know what? That's what I'd do. I'd start a new timeline. And then I would have it take place right after, like, supposedly he was dead in Halloween 2, and then go from there. And then that was in the early 80s because they did Halloween 3 then. You didn't get to see Michael again. He was all burned up in Halloween 4. So start the timeline right after 2. He gets taken to the morgue, and we see, you know, then we divert into a new.
And Loomis is dead. Loomis died. We can
do it. Yeah, we can whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Do whatever you want. But if you have a new timeline, then do whatever you want to do. But that way it sets you up from doing, because I know people are going to be like, well, what about, you know, because it was already pretty decent because they explained those years absent. Loomis being dead, though, might be a hard thing for them to swallow, because it's, again, that's like taking Alfred out of it.
It's also, though, it's like, is it harder to swallow him being dead after that explosion, or is it harder to swallow recasting him and trying to put somebody in that role again? Loomis is one of those characters I'm not sure we should ever see anybody play again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it shouldn't. It could be done right, but I'm not sure it will ever work again. And
Ethan
then
Hawke.
also, you got to do, if you're going to do a storyline, it has to be sans Laurie Strode at this point. That story's been done. And if you pick up from Halloween 2, he was still after her. She was his sister. That was his whole purpose. So that really forces you to go back to the Laurie Strode thing.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You could easily kill off Laurie Strode, and instead of Loomis dying in the fire, she could be the one that kills Michael in the fire, or thought
you want to get if you want to get ballsy with it, what if he gets up what if he kills her in the opening act? Oh shit, this sounds like Resurrection, dog.
That's really bad.
Run away, Wayne.
And Sum 41 comes on, because that's what that mask looked like in Resurrection. He looked like the lead singer from Sum 41.
He did. Joe Medeiros, thank you, my friend, says, hey, Mike and Jay, have you guys heard Prey is being released in 2 different versions, one in English and the other is Comanche with subtitles? Have a great night, gents. You too, my friend.
Hey, have a good night. I didn't know that.
That's pretty dope.
So I can suck in both languages. No, maybe it's good. I don't know. I'm not saying, because I haven't seen the fucking trailer for it, so I really don't have any fight in this. What is it? I don't have any fight in this horse dog. I don't have a dog in this fight.
There you go. I got no fight in this horse.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, man, I think that's pretty cool. I like it. It's just like goes back to the musical thing, right? Like I say, do all the cool shit you can. Let's be more groundbreaking rather than just repetitive, like so many movies feel these days, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Danger Zone says, had a bad day. Loomis, tell me to man up, please.
Take off your dress and stop having a whiny party for yourself. That's it. You're a man. You got a cock and balls. Go in there, get yourself shaved up, drink a little scotch, whatever, snort some cocaine, put on some porn. Tomorrow's another day. Man up. No one gives a shit in this world if you are sad. I don't.
And with that being said, thank you guys again for being here. And also tonight, Friday Night Fights is back, you motherfucks.
Yes,
you
sir.
fuck shit from the McGregor store.
Let
me tell you something. Lyric, thank you, my friend. Says, sup, dudes, funniest dudes on YouTube. Oh, stop it, you.
Thanks, Lyric.
Thanks, man. All right, tonight it's James Wan versus who's the other fucking guy we're doing?
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. Which, by the way, that's exactly how you pronounce his name.
What?
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. I said that.
Shyamalan. I'm saying it for both of us. Shyamalan. I actually Googled it to make sure.
Remember that was like always a thing, and the last name on that guy. I felt bad. You know, it's not even like I felt bad. It wasn't anybody was really making fun of him, but it was like, it was one thing. It was like he already had enough shit stacked on him. Like that guy always had to have twist titty endings, and now his name's getting fucked up. It's like, God damn me. I'm a meme.
I looked up. I was like, I want to do it right. But listen. So the way we're doing this is, and the way we've always done it, if you guys haven't been here for a Friday Night Fights before, what we're going to do is we're going to go movie by movie, and we're going to put their movies against each other. And the way that we're doing it, some of the matchups, it leaves them as not so great, in my opinion, but it's the fairest way to do this. Now, as far as known movies, movies that people would recognize that weren't like super early in their careers or weird music videos or what have you, M. Night has 10 movies that are commercially recognized for the most part. James Wan has 8 movies that he directed that are commercially recognized for the most part. So, but 2 of M. Night's are The Last Airbender and After Earth. So we're going to strike those from the record, and we're going to make it an even 8
what are you
versus
talking
8.
About? Those are some of the greatest movies to ever hit cinema ever. The Last Airbender, are you kidding me? It should have won an Oscar.
Oh my God, they're rated so fucking low. They're like a 4 and a
really
4.8.
That movie was terrible.
And the rest of their movies, we are matching up based on their IMDb scores, just to make it a fair bracket. You know what I mean? So some of them might not, a couple of them, it's like, man, I fucking hate a couple of these matchups, but they're matched up by their IMDb ranking to make it fair. So keep that in mind. And here's how we play. We're going to put the movies up. Jay and I are going to talk about our opinions while you all vote. I'll put a vote in the chat. And then after so long, we'll be like, okay, stop voting. And you guys are the ones who pick the winners, not us. We give our opinions while you vote. We try to change your mind maybe, but you are the ones who pick your vote. So the first vote of the night is the 2 lowest rated movies based on the criteria I just laid out beneath your bones. And it is going to be James Wan's Hang on one sec. I got to go over here and do this over here.
Did you ever, no, be honest, did you ever watch The Last Airbender?
Fuck no, I don't like that.
Dude, it's so fucking bad. No, I mean, it literally makes your butthole turn into a prune.
Yeah, I wondered.
You can't shit for a week.
I wondered to myself today when I was making this list. I was like, I wonder what that movie's like to watch.
You know, somebody asked us about anime. That's like considered like a really like one of the holy grail of animes, and they fucking ruined it. They like completely shit all over it.
I do wonder though what it would be like going to watch it as someone who knows nothing about the Airbender shit, and like just turning it on the TV, like if you would enjoy it or not.
No, dude, I didn't know anything about it when I watched it, and it was a bad movie. I thought it was maybe one of those cool mystical type of movies or whatever. So I was like, I'm down because I like those kind of movies. Like, and then and it turned out to be a big old stinky turd in the box.
All right,
I think I rented that shit.
The two movies that we're going with again are their two lowest ranked movies, sans the two movies we mentioned, and is James Wan's Dead Silence, rated as a 6.1 on IMDb, going up against M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening, rated at a 5.0 on IMDb.
It's the goddamn birds, or it's the birds and the bees. It's in the plants. The best part of that movie, the best part of The Happening was fucking John Leguizamo. That's the best part of that movie.
There's stuff I really enjoy. Hang on one second. I got to get this on the screen here so I make sure I did this thing right. Because I'm not seeing the fucking poll here. I'm gonna do it this way. Or that way people who just come in will know what we're talking about. I'm gonna make my own comment here and then I'm gonna put it on the wall. There we go. Okay. Oh shit, fuck. Yeah. So what do you think? Sorry,
it's not. I know I'm listening to you, but I just discovered because I downloaded the new Windows update. I got widgets on the front. I can look at the weather. I can look at NASDAQ. It's cool. I just put my cursor over it. It just shows me. So like Michael Keaton. I'm gonna pick just because I think they both aren't very good at all. I'm gonna pick Dead Silence. I don't have really either. I don't like either one of them. To be honest with you, I think they both kind of suck asshole, and I think they're unworthy. But The Happening, the reason why I can tell you about The Happening was a terribly acted movie, and it was really shitty to cut off John Leguizamo like 50. The most interesting character in that fucking movie was John Leguizamo, and he's nowhere to be seen after like 15 or 20 minutes.
Spoiler alert! No, I'm kidding. That movie's been out for like 1,000 years. If you don't,
we don't know. I didn't say he died. We don't know what happened to him. He could have, he could have gone off to, be executive decision. He could have been in that movie.
I think he was, as a matter of fact. No, dude, I'm hardcore going The Happening on this one. Like, I've seen Dead Silence. I think when we started the channel, there's a lot of people who were like, dudes, you gotta watch Dead Silence. Fucking rules, bro. And like went back and watched it, and I saw it when it came out. I think I watched like half of it and like fell asleep or jerked off or something. Was that out loud? Okay. What I did though was I did find out Ryan Quanten was in it though, and I was like, well, that makes it a little more interesting because he was one of my favorite characters from True Blood. He was the young one with like the blonde hair.
Oh yeah.
And I really like him as an actor a lot. I always thought he was going to be huge. It didn't turn out that way, but I thought he was going to be, and he's huge in a sense.
I heard he was huge in the bathroom.
He looks like it, buddy.
I'll tell you what, hung well. That man's hung like a swamp root.
That man eats his oats. But I like The Happening. I like the Dead Silence bored me. I was never a fan of it. I actually enjoy The Happening. Like, it's not good, but it's one of those movies that it's awesome because it spans the entire world. And, it has those M. Night Shyamalan weird moments in it. And Mark Wahlberg's terrible in it, but it is fucking funny to watch, because he's like, let me tell you about the South African bees. It's a serious issue, Tommy. And he's like so fucking worried because he's like a teacher. And they try to make him this smart, super science
That's
teacher.
Where I lost all believability in the movie.
Mark Wahlberg had no business in this fucking movie playing.
Talking about fucking the guy that owns Wahlburgers, the Mucky Mock and the Funky Bunch, the fucking Sweet Vibrations. He's a teacher and he knows about fucking bees. Shut up.
It makes no fucking sense, And then there's the classics like, we're gonna have to outrun the wind, like that shit's just awful. But you're right. But John Leguizamo was a good character in the movie. Like, he was really.
He should have been the main guy.
Yeah, he was great. And it has all those M. Night Shyamalan-isms, which I love. I know we didn't get a really chance to talk about this, but I'm a huge M. Night Shyamalan guy. So that's probably where a lot of my votes are going to go, although I appreciate Juan a lot. But I love M. Night Shyamalan because no matter what he does, it is going to be interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, even if it fucking sucks, you know what I mean? It's not going to just be nothingness, except for maybe After Earth. That was like his worst movie, in my opinion.
You did that one?
Yeah.
If I were him, I would like black that off the IMDb. I would just like have somebody manually go in there and be like, I don't know who did that.
I think he was at like a midlife crisis in his career when he did After Earth, because everybody was shitting on him because of The Village and stuff like that. And then he did that movie, and it felt like he was giving everybody what they wanted. He was doing what DC tried to do when everybody told him to be Marvel. They actually made the mistake of listening and tried to be Marvel and failed miserably. I think After Earth was M. Night Shyamalan's attempt to be normal and just like to make an average movie, and it was the worst thing he could have done. It's the opposite of what I love him for. But yeah, like The Happening, you remember where the guy sticks his hand in the tiger cage and he's like, oh my fucking arm, like the tiger's
I don't remember it. I think I blocked it out though because it was bad. I think I probably just blocked it out.
Because people start killing themselves like randomly, like they're falling off of rooftops, and that part's actually kind of freaky, you know, when people are just jumping willingly off the fucking rooftops, and then this dude just walks up to a tiger and he's like, "Here."
It's probably women that are finding out those tampon shortages. They're hitting everybody.
It'll make you crazy.
It's fucking crazy. Shortage. It's making men crazy. They're jumping off buildings. My wife don't have tampons. Do you know what it's like? It's fucking bad.
But let's take a look at the vote. You guys can stop voting now. Wow. It looks like you are correct. I'm shocked, actually. I'm fucking shocked. I did not think that. I kind of thought The Happening would win, and I thought that it would at least be close. But Dead Silence wins this poll, dude.
Well, that's just because Mark Wahlberg ain't no teacher.
You don't say that. 71% Dead Silence to 29% for The Happening. Dead Silence is the winner, and James Wan has his first tally mark. James Wan 1-0 on Friday Night Fights.
I mean, what you could say is that Mark Wahlberg should have been dead silent in that movie and just let John Leguizamo do the work.
Because
if Leguizamo had been the main guy in that, a much more interesting character, a much more interesting story would have. The movie might have still been the same for me, but at least I would be like, hey man, Leguizamo put in the work. It's just the same for me as what was that? There's Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. Land of the Dead, it was pretty much a popcorn movie. Didn't really care about it. Dennis Hopper was a decent villain, but John Leguizamo was the best part of that movie, and he was still, a secondary character, which sucked.
That John Leguizamo fucking rules, dude. Like that guy's always been an underrated.
Really
actor.
Underrated.
Hey, can one of our mods get Naked HD cheap sex than Tinder out of here?
For sure.
I'll just block them. I did
have more cheap sex than Tinder. Where? Oh, Naked. There, it's on the fuck. If you guys want to click on that, not that I've ever clicked on it, but it's totally not clickbait.
Hey guys, we gotta go.
You guys aren't gonna see grannies with like their tits just hanging out or anything like that.
I can't believe this amazing deal.
Hot MILFs want to fuck you in your area tonight.
Let's take a look at any super chats we missed here. Lyric says, "Nice to see Friday Night Fights back. Great work. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm fucking psyched as shit to have it back. It's been so long since we've done one of these. And let's go on to the next one then. That's one out of the way. Let's just keep it running, like my diarrhea."
By the way, Inky, I was for a minute. I was until I saw it. Inky said that they thought you were asking the mods to get naked until she saw it or they saw the thing, and I was like, "What are you doing? Don't get crazy right now."
I definitely was.
That's not until the Patreon streams.
Okay, so next up, we've got their second lowest rated movies. We're going to go all the way up to the end for their highest ones. Save those for last, Jim. We're going to have Malignant versus Lady in the Water. I can only imagine what's going to win this one. But who knows, man?
Fantastical Lady in the Water, even though it is a good movie. Hey, you better calm it down. I'll throw your vote in later. My dog wants to vote. Stupid dog.
All right. Go ahead and vote now, you guys, while we talk about it. Malignant from James Wan or Lady in the Water from M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, fucking shit titties, dude. Check out this dude right here.
John Winston. He created the Winston cigarette. That guy right there is a cowboy. Hey, man, thank you so much.
Kind of you, dude.
We share
Thank
the
you
same
so much,
letter
man.
of our
It just
first
came out of
name.
nowhere like fucking Sting from the Raptors. Like, look at my big, giant bat.
John Winston is fucking Hulk Hogan when he comes to WCW. The first time you see him in the yellow and the blue, or the yellow and the red.
You're a gentleman, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
John Winston. By the way, John Winston also sounds like one of those guys that you don't want to fuck with in the old West. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to go up against these people that killed my family. You need to get John Winston. I heard he's out of prison.
That's a strong name.
John Winston.
That's a strong ass name. For sure.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me. It's Malignant. Lady in the Water. I got like the guy with the one arm that pumped iron and shit, and he was like doing, he had like weird ass characters in it. And I think M. Night Shyamalan had said before that it was something for his daughter or something like one of those fairy tales that he told his daughter. So I was like, why you got to put that shit on screen though, dog? Keep your shit in your house. I don't want to see that shit. Anyway, and so it kind of fucked him a little bit. It derailed him. It could have been good, but it wasn't, and that's what it is. But Malignant, I liked. I thought it didn't have the most, crazy ending or whatever. And I think some people would say it was predictable. But I will say one thing about Malignant. Malignant was at least a fun horror movie. And that you don't get a lot of those. It was action when action needed to happen. It had jump scares in it, but it also had a good story. The thing about Malignant is it kept you involved in the story. You wanted to know what the fuck was going on. So that's one good thing it had. It had a good attention to detail where it would pull the audience in. Lady in the Water, I checked the fuck out when that dude with the one weird arm. I was like, so you're jacking off a lot? Like, I know you're saying you're working out, and that's probably what you're doing. Goddamn sex streamer recommends. That person's back on the escalator.
I know. What the fuck?
So Malignant,
yeah, dude. This is going to be, I haven't looked and saw, like I said, though, I'm a huge M. Night guy, so I expect me to vote that way a lot. Not on this one, M. Night. I love you, dude. But IMDb got this one right. It's got Malignant at a 6.2, Lady in the Water at a 5.5. Lady in the Water is one of the only movies by M. Night that I just don't want to sit through again. I was bored. It was strange, but not all that interesting whatsoever. And Malignant, I wasn't a fucking huge fan of. Like some people, they pray to the altar of that movie, but I thought it was sort of corny, but it was also sort of fun, but it was also like just not that great overall. But that was just for me though. But I liked it enough. I would watch Malignant 100 times over Lady in the Water 50 times probably. I tried to watch. That's an easy
I'm into that shit, dude. I thought it was gonna be like one of those, like, when I said Lady in the Water, when I first heard about it, I thought it was gonna be like a modern day retelling of like Sword in the Stone or King Arthur, because the Lady of the Lake was the one that gave Excalibur to King Arthur. So I was like, oh, he's gonna get crazy with it and make it a modern day like King Arthur kind of story or something. And then I was like, what the fuck is this shit? They're living in a motel like bums. There's some weird magical shit happening, but I don't even know what the fuck is happening. It's like Harry Potter's drunk somewhere creating things. And there's a guy that's lifting weight that's one arm that has like a huge bicep and then one small arm because he's doing an experiment. It's like, this is dumb. It was like an acid trip. I bet if you Mike Whited it and you mushroomed yourself out of your head, you'd fucking be like having the greatest movie experience of your life.
That could be cool. Hey, let's just do mushrooms and watch Lady in the Water with Mike White.
That
sounds like a way funner stream, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it on a projection screen outside somewhere. And like laying on the back of a fucking 1955 Chevy.
Go to Jared Leto's place where he hung out during COVID because he didn't even know it was happening, right? We'll go there. All right, let's check out the vote, Ski Potatoes. And what the fuck? It's actually way less like of a blowout than I thought. Malignant wins as expected, 82% to 18%.
That's pretty high.
Yeah. Malignant does win though. So that
would be like
now,
if you had to rank how many people are unsatisfied with your sex versus satisfied, 82% says unsatisfied, 18%. It sounds familiar to me.
Let's see here. We'll keep everybody in the loop here and what's going on while we're chit-chatting. That's 2 for James Wan. So we're going 8 rounds on this one, and that's 2-0 already for James Wan. Here's the thing about these two, though. Like, I feel like when you get higher up in M. Night's movies, like, I think he has more fucking, like, top-heavy bangers. Like, he has some of the turdies in the toilet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
James Wan is pretty consistent throughout his career.
I think that
he almost doesn't have very many bad movies whatsoever.
M. Night came out with like a strong young man for the prom. He wanted to fuck everything, and he was really at his prime, the best motherfucker you've ever seen in your life. He was fucking everybody's mother. And then you know what happened? He got old and his dick dried up, and then he just said, fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore. I can't keep doing these twist endings, but I gotta keep doing these twist endings. I'm limited. And then obviously James Wan came in, but yeah, you're right. I think that's what happened. M. Night came in and he had bangers. The part of his career, bangers, and then farts.
For a little bit, yes. But he came back. He also came back around the bend. He started fucking hitting more than cuckoos.
I like him. I'm not saying I don't like him, but I mean, you know, he had a bad run. He's a product of expectation and fan demand. That's what he is. I mean, he was the first one that did the crazy shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing about him. When you take crazy swings, you're gonna fucking have bad misses, you know. And I appreciate that. I respect it a lot. Eduardo Santiago, thank you, sir. Says y'all don't stare at cereal boxes to figure things out. I do. Hey Mike. Hey Jay.
Hey man, you might discover the secrets of the universe on a fucking box of Kellogg's. You never know. Hey, you never know. Eduardo Santiago. You know what? Back before I had a cell phone, I know what I used to do. I used to, you know, when you're taking a poop, you like go in under the sink and you take out all the cleaning products and you read all that shit. I became like a fucking chemist. I read all the ingredients that made that 409. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know they use this shit in this. That's arsenic.
Yeah, there's something super chill about like eating cereal while reading the box. Like you're having a good morning if you have time to sit and just like eat cereal and you're not like in a rush and doing 1,000 things and you're just like reading the back. I get like why that's a nice sensation to have. I totally understand that. Michael Parton says, have you guys played Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures, which is also made by Supermassive that made the Quarry? I played none of that shit.
I've not played it Until Dawn. I think I might have watched either somebody else playing it, like because I have no life. I go on YouTube and I just watch other people play it because it makes me happy. I don't know, when they're happy, I'm happy. I really get connected with the host. I think I watched Until Dawn. I enjoyed it. The Dark Pictures, I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. It sounds like something I'd watch if I were super drunk and I'm like, I just want to watch a horror movie I've never seen. And then it's a video game, but that's okay. That's art too. And I would have clicked it on, but I've never seen or played that.
You should try to watch some of those horror games. I bet that's actually entertaining to watch in that fashion.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's how I usually do if I'm super wasted and I'm like, I got nothing to watch tonight. I'll just go on YouTube sometimes and I'll look at like horror games that I've never played or I couldn't afford or whatever, and then I'll watch and I'm like, dude, this is fucking good. It's like watching a movie. That's how I discovered Injustice 2.
Yeah,
it wasn't a horror movie, but it kind of was because he was, you know, Superman was evil.
Without the stress of like fucking up and dying and having to start over and find a save point and all that.
I had played the Injustice games. I mean, I can play the fighting games, but I'm never going to be like expert level, like doing the multi combos and all that bullshit. I could get through it, but watching other people play the game, I don't know. It's like, and they put it all together. It's like a movie. It's amazing.
See, I can't do that because it makes me just want to go on the screen like, let me try, dude. Let me try. Give me the rope.
They don't show you them playing. They just spliced all the cutscenes.
I'm just saying that like the controlling person in me would want to be like, I want to fucking try. You know what I'm saying? Starfleet, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. It says, hey guys, thank you, honey. It's been 10 months since it's been 6. Fuck, I'm stupid in the brain. It's been 6 months since I've had time to watch you guys. I work 60 hours a week. Damn. And just wanted to say hi, and I love you guys. Keep showing us sweet content. Thank you very much, man. Hey, keep
Starfleet,
bringing in that fucking cash.
The Federation of the United Planets couldn't survive without you. So you keep on putting those 60 weeks in, and Captain Pike and Captain Kirk will always remember you for what you've done for the United Federation of Planets. I like that his name is Starfleet. And sir, I recognize the nerdiness and I salute you.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Hey, I'm proud of you. You're making that sweet, sweet overtime. Hopefully.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. You're forgetting if you're working 60 hours, that's a normal work week. I get the same amount. Like, you're getting fucked.
Get out of there.
Getting fucked without lube.
At the end of his work week, when someone picks him up, he like lands on someone's car. He's like, get me out of here. All right, let's do the next vote. Next up, round 3. I know what there is to know about the crying game.
Quick, somebody hide their dick in their crack.
Can I hide my dick in your crotch?
I'd fuck me. I know that was a different song, but I'm just saying.
Hey, dude, I heard the police are coming. Can I hide my dick in your butt?
It's just real quick. I'll stand real close to you.
That's a good pickup line.
But why would you need to hide your dick? Because it's wanted. It's wanted in so many sex crimes. What?
The cock police.
You can't have that. You are Kelly.
Cock police, dude. All right, round 3. This one's more interesting. Insidious Chapter 2, which garners a 6.5 on IMDb, or Old, M. Night's newest film, which garners a 5.8 on the old IMDb.
I'm gonna have to go with the default on this one because I actually was I'm in the process of watching Old. I haven't seen Old, but I do remember the trailer, so that's all I can glean from it. I don't think it was a powerhouse movie, though. I will say that. I do think that Insidious 2 was pretty fucking good. I liked Insidious 2. I think it was a really strong follow-up. As far as a sequel to what Insidious was, I think it holds muster. I think it's one of those types. I didn't think it was going to be that good. Like, Insidious was so good, and I didn't think Insidious 2 was going to really match what Insidious 1 did because it was so unique and different. And I think Insidious 2 absolutely does that, and you actually get to see a lot more of stretching and bending from the actors, Patrick Wilson in particular, but also got to give a huge shout out because I love her and I think she's so well. Well, she's got the amount of fandom that she has is so well deserved. Is the older lady in it, the sister of the guy from the Nightmare on Elm Street series, Lynn Shay. Yes, Lynn Shay, such an incredible actress. I even liked Insidious 3 when they focused just on her, her early years. So yes, Insidious 2 for sure. Because I mean, again, I haven't watched Old. I just remember the trailers for it. But it looked like something back to basics for M. Night. But I don't really think it was like overwhelmingly received as, oh my god, he changed the game again. So
yeah,
it's Insidious 2.
It's gonna be Insidious 2 for me too. And again, this is the second time already that I've voted for James 1. But
don't vote for me. Don't vote because I'm gonna lose.
Insidious 2 is just a better movie than Old. I think it is. I think Insidious 2 was like you said, it was surprisingly good. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I don't remember too much of it, but I do remember watching it, and you kind of go, "Oh, it's pretty good." You know,
yeah,
pretty good movie. Yeah, like you don't get fucking pumped about it. It's not it's not the first Insidious by any means, but probably the best Insidious sequel. I don't know. I have to go back and watch the other ones again. That would be a fun man versus movie, by the way, to go through. I
love them. I loved them all, actually. Even the fourth one, I even like that one. Yeah, I think there's 4.
Yeah, that'd be a fun man versus movie to go back through all the Insidiouses in one day. But yeah, Insidious 2 is just a better movie. But I didn't hate Old. Like, I see a lot of hate in the chat and online, like, "Oh, fucking blue ass balls." I didn't hate it. It's not a good mark for the movie that I've never wanted to go back and rewatch it. Like, I watched it in the theater when it came out, and I found it entertaining as a first watch. But I feel like it'd be a really boring second watch.
Insidious 2?
No,
Old. Oh, yeah. Old. Yeah, it got old really quick.
Yeah,
it got old after I watched it.
I just think
I'm actually nervous because I want to watch it tonight or tomorrow.
You should check it out. It's a fun first time watch, in my opinion. It's not perfect, and there's plot holes and stuff like that for sure. Some of it's a little bit boring with the beach stuff. You're spending so much time there, and there's just not a whole lot of intrigue other than what's going to happen next to these people.
Well, to also go ahead on the point of the Insidious 2 thing. The Insidious 2 thing, if you really look at it, if you think about it overall, the Insidious 1 ended on such a fucking crazy. That actually ended on an M. Night way, where spoiler alert, Patrick Wilson is possessed and then kills Lynn Shay, and then you're like, oh my god, how are you going to follow this up? This sequel's got to be like, and they actually delivered. They did a really good job of building that suspense. So you got to spend more time in. I don't remember the afterlife, what they called it, the veil or some shit. I don't remember. I know it's not the veil, but I like that. Further. I thought it was the further. Yeah, they did a great job. I think nothing
Starlight
captures.
Brunch.
Yeah, Starlight Brunch at the Holiday Inn.
But further at Starlight Brunch.
Oh my god, it was the furthest of civilization. But no, I will say I didn't think that. I don't think it captured the same freakiness the first one had, the smiling family and all that crazy shit, and the goddamn Darth Maul demon. But Insidious 2 was good, man. To me, it's the same thing as Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 2 was, to me, just as good as Ghostbusters 1. Insidious 2 is just as good as Insidious 1, in my opinion.
Insidious was so
slightly better Insidious 1, but not much.
Yeah, I actually, well, I think Insidious 1 is considerably better, but I like them both. But like for me, like Insidious 1 had that feeling of like a brand new when that thing came up and it was like Insidious and it was like
Oh yeah, that was
like
crazy.
doing that thing. I was like, oh, this is gonna fucked up, and this is gonna be fucked up. And then Darth Maul's face pops up. It's like,
yeah, I hate it. That.
I
That
was
was.
like, oh fuck.
I never got scared of it because again, when I saw Darth Maul, I was like, it's Darth Maul. That's the first thing I thought of. I heard the dueling fates from episode 1. I was like, it's Darth Maul.
I take Insidious over The Conjuring any day of the week. That's just my personal opinion. But Insidious 1 had the feeling of this could be a fucking classic horror movie. You know what I mean? And Insidious 2 was like, this could be a really good sequel to a classic horror movie. You remember, like, it's not bad.
Well, we're talking about too much of the Insidious 1, but I do remember one because I don't want people to take their eye off Insidious 2. But Insidious 1, that part where the little boy's dancing in the window and that weird old timey music comes on, that's fucking underratedly creepy. And they didn't have it. It wasn't a booger monster coming out of the closet going, blah, blah, I want to sniff your butt. It was just a little boy going, oh, dancing. It was fucking scary. Hot grannies looking for sex. Best streaming was blocked. Why?
I did it. It was me.
I want to see those grannies. Is Cher on there?
All right, let's check out the vote ski potatoes.
Time.
Insidious 2, somebody said earlier, they said, I don't think old will break 10%. Well, you're wrong, motherfucker. Old wins. 86% to 14%. I'm kidding.
Did it really?
Old did get 14%, though. It loses to Insidious 2, 86% to 14%. Hey, look, I know this seems like a blowout, but hold on to your potato panties, my friends, because it's getting better as we go further. I promise you that. It's getting tighter.
Into the further we go.
Juan was always going to win these rounds. I feel like these first 3 rounds, but Juan is so far pitching a shutout 3-0. Insidious 2 takes the cake again.
Hey, all right. Good for you guys. Good for you guys. Even though I've got there's gonna come a time when I'm gonna be torn because there are some M. Night movies that I really, really do love. But I do love James Wan.
I like fucking.
Yeah, I do.
Do you like fucking?
Well, I would give you my full answer, but I just learned that not long ago. So I don't really I haven't fully formed those thoughts.
D Mitch, thanks, buddy. Says, Mike, do you remember Silent Drive, the punk band? Amazing. I do not remember that, but I'm gonna write it down right here in my book of shit to check out later. Silent Drive, because that sounds fun. I want to listen.
D Mitch, how would he remember that they're silent and they drive a lot? That means they don't talk. Shut the
fuck up, Dad.
They don't sing either.
Thoughts, Jay? Thoughts on Square Enix showing off Final Fantasy 25th anniversary yesterday? You fucking nerd.
See, that's how Mike thinks about
me.
people.
That's not what he said.
That's how they think.
No,
that's how they think. Look at that loser.
I'm sorry.
He's not even know who Silent Drive is. Everybody knows Silent Drive.
I read baseball stats.
No,
I'm a bigger loser than you.
I think I don't think I catch the I don't think I caught that. Was that the PlayStation Expo? I missed it. So no. So I'll have to check that out. I have no idea what that is. I'll give you final thoughts later on, Jim, but just not now because I don't know.
Hot Granny's looking for sex, best streaming.
Wait a minute. By the way, wait a minute. Cone Porn Flick says, dude, spoilers. Jay hasn't seen it yet. Oh my God, dude. Are they re-releasing the first Final Fantasy?
I think maybe he was talking about old.
That's fine.
I don't know.
It's not like I'm not like fucking mad about it.
Maybe you can Google it later with your dick in your hand. I'm gonna actually
maybe watch it later.
Michael Parton says, when it comes to sativa, I usually take the gummies. I heard what song did I hear that came out the other day that was a really good song that had sativa in it? Oh, dude, Panic at the Disco's new song is a fucking banger. And I'm not a Panic at the Disco guy, but look up Viva Las Vengeance. That song, that's a fucking tune, dude. That's a bopper. You'll love it.
What's Tom Gruen said? Mike's second stream today? Did you stream earlier?
No.
Mike's a ghost.
There was an unboxing earlier.
That's not a stream, sir.
It wasn't a stream, slut.
I was like, Mike streamed himself shitting in the Walmart toilets.
I hope not. I sure hope
not. You should have done it. That would have got some good fucking clicks.
Probably, yeah. Hey, dude, next time I'll just TikTok from the toilet. That's what I'll call it. I'll call it TikTok from the toilet.
TikTok shits. Call it TikTok shits.
Yeah, I'll talk to my camera while I'm taking hot duties in Walmart bathrooms. Bubba Gump. Thanks, buddy. He says, howdy. Can Loomis spell our cook?
No. Take your dumbass back to your fucking work. at the goddamn factory. Go ahead and unload those boxes. Shut up.
Oh, fuck jeans. Hey, you want to go pee?
Yeah, because that's that guy. I see you pee. Woo-wee. You're such a smart goddamn person here.
I was late. I was
Huh?
late, so you take all the first piece tonight. All the first piece is yours. Your first
I'm gonna go pee
piece.
then. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
When Jay gets back, we got Death Sentence versus The Visit. That's going to be a fun one, I think. That'll be a close one, right? Those are both good movies. Death Sentence is better. God damn it. Here I am voting for Juan again, and I said I wouldn't fucking do that. It's going to get better when we get closer to the top. I promise. I swear to God. I swear to God. Yeah, man. Dude, you guys have no idea how awful that Walmart bathroom was, too. So people are having a hard time finding employees. I understand that. So if people who work at Walmart can just go up to their bosses and be like, fuck you, I'm not cleaning the fucking toilets for what you fucking pay me. Guess what? They're not going to. And that is the situation. And I walked into a sketchy area Walmart bathroom, and obviously there's piss all over the floors. I'm surprised I didn't have to fight a fucking alligator just to get into the stall. You get into the stall, and there's literally a pile of fucking toilet paper next to it. Like people are just like, fuck this shit. I'm not wasting. Maybe somebody can reuse it. So just put dirty ass fucking toilet paper. It didn't have poo streaks on it. At least I hope not. I didn't look close enough to tell. There's a giant fucking mountain of cheese, a fucking pile of toilet paper next to the toilet. There's obviously the gratuitous piss all over the seat, and there's shit inside of the fucking toilet. But there's like goddamn, like, who? I just don't understand how fucking people's mind works. Who goes into a public restroom and just goes, haha, some guy just like me is going to come in here and have to take a shit. I'm going to piss all over everything and wipe my shit on the walls. Like, who does these things? What kind of sick fuck wants someone else to deal with that? Like, who fucking hurt you? Have some goddamn respect when you go in there. But anyways, yeah, it was just a fucking, and I have a hard time when I go in these public restrooms and you try to take a shit, right? Like, you can't, when I'm taking a shit in my own house, I put my pants all the way on the floor. Shit, sometimes I'll take my pants, my underwear all the way the fuck off, put them as far away as they'll go, just sit there naked, just like be just as comfortable as can be. But in a public restroom, it's the opposite. You can't even let your fucking pants or your shorts touch the goddamn floor because it's covered in fucking Greg's piss. So you have to fucking, you know, like wrap them around your knees. So you've got like fucking prison bracelets on your fucking ankles, on your knees, and you can't spread your legs enough to take a comfortable shit. Your balls get stuck between your legs and you're pinching yourself. So you have to like punch your own dick to get it into the between space. And then you splash and like somebody else's fucking poo water hits your butt. It's not a good time. I'm upset. I had to take 2 awful hot poops in public bathrooms today, and I don't appreciate it. And then the guy comes in next to you, right? Every fucking time, sits right next to you, and you have to hear him fucking grunt like Tim the Toolman fucking Taylor, who just ate a goddamn Chipotle burrito. And it's just horrid. And why is it that when your shit doesn't stink, the guy in the stall next to you always has just like the worst fucking shit ever, every single time? Francisco Colores Jr. says 69 dudes. 69 dudes. Do you guys know that was a holiday on 6/9? I didn't know that. I totally missed it. Totally would have celebrated the way that you celebrate. Hey, my nuts are stuck to my thigh. Fuck. D-Mitch says song suggestion for Silent Drive American Classic. Pretty sure you remember this one from the Warped Tour days. Man, I miss the fucking Warped Tour. I do. You and me have a disease. You affect me. You infect me. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, man. I wish I did. That's a good point, Glenn. If you take one of those CSI scopes to a goddamn Walmart bathroom, you're going to see shit that looks like fucking graboids. Yeah, Mizzy, I cannot wait to get off the stream so I can go wash my ass with like a fucking loofah. I'm going to set a loofah on fire and scrub my asshole with it. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a wonderful time. Danny, yeah, the men's bathrooms are always wet because motherfuckers be pissing all over them like children. Like fucking children. Just, I'm pissing on the floor because nobody's in here. Motherfuckers got to walk through that, and then it's on your shoes, and then wherever you go, you're spreading Jim's piss fucking everywhere. Honestly, I'm going to make myself a fucking germaphobe just talking about this right now. Yeah, it did for me too, D-Land. It did for me too. your day's going fine, and then all of a sudden you get a pain in your stomach, and you fucking have PTSD for the next 6 months. Mercurio, yes. The next one is The Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon. That movie fucking rules. Tomo's got a good point. Have you guys ever had to take a painful shit and like you're rushing and you don't want to go? So if you find yourself having to shit and you're face to face with the door of a Walmart bathroom, you're already not having a good day. You are on DEFCON fucking 9. I gotta shit or die. And you see, you're running up to it. You're desperate already. You know you are, unless you're a sicko and you just could wait to get home, but you don't want to. Like, that's fucking weird. Don't talk to me if that's you. But, ew, gross. You get to the door. You fucking get out of the car. You waddle your fucking ass while you're squeezing your cheeks together to the door. And you get up there. You get to the door and fucking face with the face of this fucking Satan himself. The goddamn construction worker dude's little thing. It's like, bathroom being cleaned. And it's like, you never clean these fucking bathrooms. Today's the day that I have to shit. I'm going to die. I'm literally going to strangle myself to death because I have to shit so bad. Today's the day you're going to clean the fucking bathroom stall.
You got to go shit again?
No, I was just talking about pooping a lot.
I thought you had to go shit again. I was like, God damn, man. Didn't you exercise the demons?
Yeah, I just kept talking about pooping. I don't know. That's all I really have to go to.
That's how you said, hey, that's fine. You got to go poop now or go pee. I'm going to go talk about poop myself. There's nothing better to talk about poop.
It is a good time. It is a good time to do that. I'll be right back.
All right. I'll see you soon. No, actually, I'm not going to talk about poop. Well, we could talk about poop, but there's not really much else that I got to say. What the fuck was this Final Fantasy 25th anniversary thing, though? I mean, that's what I was thinking. What is that? Can someone, if somebody knows, just let me know in the comments real quick. By the way, The Boys, I just finished the 5th episode of season 3 last night. Well, I don't know. I guess it was technically this morning. I don't know, like if it's midnight or 3 o'clock. I was up late. I had a lot of things going on, cocaine, but I was up, so I watched it. Woo-wee, looking good. Finally gets to see some real good Soldier Boy in. I'm not going to spoil it because some of you guys haven't seen it yet. I know that some of you want to wait for the whole thing to be released and then binge it. And I respects it. So I'm not gonna do that, but my goodness, good shits. Noah Hall says they're remaking Crisis Core. Well, that's good. I've never played Crisis Core. Is that coming out on? I'm okay. You know what? That's just dumb. I'm assuming it's only going to be a PS5 exclusive, probably. Eduardo says, tell me Jensen wouldn't make a great Wolverine, dude. And to be honest, I never watched Supernatural. I know. I mean, burn him at the stake and take his balls. I've never watched Supernatural. But that guy, Jensen Ackles, he's a good actor. He's actually really well put together, and he's actually charming, and he's got a good look about him, and he seems like a good guy. I actually watched some of the interviews that he did promoting season 3 of The Boys, and I mean, honest to God, he would actually not be a bad Wolverine. Not gonna say he wouldn't. D Mitch says, not true, Jay. It's going to be on PS4 and on computer for the Crisis Core remake. Well, that's good. I'm happy. I can't stop this, but Walmart employee best extreme Walmart employees best sex stream. I mean, listen, if you guys are looking for low prices and low sex, and also you can find a George Foreman grill on sale and fuck a hooker all in the same night, go to Walmart and get that sex and click on that link. Someone said I heard it broke Amazon. It could have. I mean, I'll tell you what, man, I was excited as because, and it took, I was kind of like frustrated because it took so long. And obviously we had to deal with the COVIDs and things like that. So, but the filming and then the final release of season 3, I was like, oh shit, I have to go back and watch season 2. I didn't wind up doing that. The recap actually did pretty well. They did a pretty good job. Chris Heisel says you can find all kinds of Walmart. You're absolutely telling the truth, especially at 3 a.m. But yeah, I tell you what, dude, okay, you know what? I'm not going to tell tales outside of school, but in the first episode of season 3 of The Boys, That man goes in another man's penis, okay? And I've never seen a penis that large and that in charge in my life, okay? Except for like maybe gay porn, but I've never like watched that. Like it was always accidental. Okay. But that was fucking weird. Like I was like, holy shit. And by the way, they're gonna do supposedly this season. If you guys are familiar with the Boys comic book, I don't know how many of you guys are, but they're gonna be doing a Orgasmo. I think it's called Orgasmo. I think it could be or Supergasm. I don't remember what it's called, but there's a storyline from the Boys comic books that they're actually going to be exploring this season. And I mean, it's going to be fucking nuts. Herogasm. Eduardo says it correct. Herogasm. It's been a while since I've read the Boys comic. So yes, Herogasm is actually taking place. They have changed some things because there's not going to be any type of well, I don't want to get into it and spoil it too much because I did read that comic and I remember it, but it's gonna get wild. I cannot believe they're getting away with this. They're getting away with this. They're doing it, and I love it. Okay, thank God for the Boys, and thank God for giving Carl Urban a place to shine because Carl Urban is a gift from God. Okay, you understand? He's a gift from God. I think even in the in Ecclesiastics. Chapter 4, verse 7, it says, Carl Urban will rend asunder thou needs for movie cinema action heroes. That's what it says. I love him. I love that guy. And by the way, he's also a very genuine guy. I saw some of his interviews again, promoting the Boys. And he's like, dude, that guy seems like the sweetest dude. He's like, I love answering questions. He loves like talking to fans. He's not like all like self-important. Like he likes doing shows and he likes like or going to cons and he likes like taking questions from the audience and like being all about it. So that's really cool. I mean, Carl Urban is like a fucking gem, dude. And that guy, honest to God, I love some Ben Affleck, but if Carl Urban had got the Batman role because he should have got it because Dredd was an amazing audition for that, I did fine with that. Carl Urban as Batman, yes, give me some of that, please. Can I have some more? With my hands outstretched.
Wolverine, dude.
He would have been great as Wolverine, but as Batman, as a broken down Batman, he could have rocked that shit. He could have rocked that shit. And I mean, I think that was like, if you watch Dredd, that was literally his audition for it. He wanted to be Batman. He never takes his helmet off, and you just see his lips and nose.
Yeah, he would have been a great fucking Batman. Vinny C. What's up, Vinny? It's good to see you, man. He says, now that is one big pile of shit.
Are you talking about the new Jurassic Park? Because I assume you're correct.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it, man. I got so bummed out when I heard that they don't talk about the when they don't talk about the dinosaurs and they're all about these bugs or some shit. I was like, fuck that, man. I'm pissed at them.
It's we can watch it on I'm not saying you should, but if you ever want to go to the high seas and you know a guy that knows a guy that one time ran to Talatuga with some rum for Captain Jack Sparrow, you might be able to watch this movie because it might be there, it might not be there. But yeah, I started watching it and I was like, yeah.
Anthony would like to know if you're gonna play the new Suicide Squad. This is like a gaming stream now. If you're gonna play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game, he hears Samoa Joe is voicing King Shark.
I love video games, and that's I don't know, maybe. I know. Yeah, the Suicide. Yeah, killed. It's Rocksteady. Rocksteady's making that. The same guys that made the Arkham games. Of course, I'm gonna play that shit. Gotham Knights, I'm not so sure about because it seems like it's not one of those kind of games that it kind of. They're the studio that's making Gotham Knights is the same studio that made Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins was fun. I enjoyed it. It was Montreal, WB Montreal, but. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Yeah, we watched that trailer. That trailer looks fucking dope. I like that idea. The idea that the fucking Justice League is evil and they have to take them down. I think that's pretty cool.
It did look like a cool game, to be fair. It did. Michael Parton, thanks, buddy. He says, going back to musicals, I've grown up watching horror theme musicals like Rocky Horror and Little Shop.
I forgot about
Repo.
Those.
Yeah. Repo, the Genetic Opera was a pretty good one, too. That was all right.
You I like Rocky Horror. Yeah. Repo. Yeah, I also watched the one with Jude Law. Remember that one? It wasn't a musical though. They remade it. It was actually good with I don't remember
King Reigns?
Bloodsport. No, Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But no, it's I forget. But I actually would prefer the one the Rick Moranis, Steve Martin one, A Little Shop of Horrors, over Rocky Horror Picture Show. Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah,
feed
I'd probably
me.
go there too. I like those both pretty much the same. Again, I'm just not a huge musical guys, but they're both fucking awesome. All right, next, Votesco. This one, it's getting better now. It's getting better, dude. This is a fun one. You guys know us. We talk about this movie all the fucking time. Hold on. What the fuck are you doing? It won't let me do. Oh, I never ended the fucking vote for the last one. That's why it won't let me talk. Let me see. Okay, this is round 4.
Round 4. Fight. Fatality. Friendship.
Death Sentence. James Wan's Death Sentence. It's easy to forget he did that movie too.
Who did that?
Or James Wan.
Whoa.
Or M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit.
Oh man, they're both solid. But Death Sentence, man. God damn, Death Sentence, man. You talking about Punisher before a real Punisher show or movie had been realized, okay? And we're fans of Thomas Jane, faux show. I like the Thomas Jane, John Travolta barely cashing it in, villain. But the Punisher movie with Thomas Jane was great. Dirty Laundry on YouTube with Thomas Jane is great. Thomas Jane is a great Punisher. But Death Sentence, without saying it's Punisher, tell me you're a Punisher movie without saying you're a Punisher movie. And that's what Death Sentence is, dude. Kevin Bacon was fucking extraordinary in that. And by the way, that captured exactly how someone that had no experience with like guns or violence or anything like that would maybe possibly could react to some horrendous thing happening to him like that. And dude, knocked it out of the park. I'll be honest, I didn't know James Wan directed that. That shit was like fucking Rumble in the Bronx, fucking Super Cop, and like some great ass drama and some action sequences in there that make you go fuck yeah. And then The Visit, I gotta say, The Visit wasn't bad. It was still a standard, at the end it kind of goes wherever, but it was cool. It was a cool setup and a cool idea by M. Night, and he tried to do something a little bit outside of his comfort zone, but he actually goes back into his comfort zone, I guess, in the movie. But it ultimately, compared to the Death Sentence, dude, Death Sentence is like, if they didn't get the dude that played the Punisher in the Netflix show, I'd say contact fucking Kevin Bacon and let Kevin Bacon do it. It's Death Sentence all over. Love that. I'd fuck it if I could.
I'm gonna go. God damn it, dude! Here I am again. I'm once again. I'm voting James Wan. I'm gonna go Death Sentence as well. Just because, dude. And let's talk about the Visit first. Visit was a nice return to form for M. Night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that came out and it felt like, hey man, this is the one. Like, this feels like he went back to his roots. He was like, I'm gonna do my own thing, and he came back with The Visit. And again, like any M. Night Shyamalan movie, some people fucking hated it. They just he makes weird choices, and some people like him and some people don't. You remember how bad we hated that little rapping kid? Like the little kid that's like
I still hate him now. Now that you're brought it back up, I hope he fucking gets into a terrible car accident. His character, not his actual actor. Not the actual actor.
Yeah, like that sucked, but some of the fucking horror, the grandparents are scary as fuck at times in that. There's some really scary moments in that movie, and it was a really fun movie for the most part. And you never know what you're going to get with the M. Night film, so it was really fun to take that ride. But Death Sentence is just one of my all-time most underrated movies that have ever existed in the universe, man. It is such a fucking heartbreaking it's a heartbreaking story. It's a fucking kick-ass story. It's a beautiful, like, everybody loves Breaking Bad because Walter White, it's the story arc, right? He goes from regular nerdy dude to this fucking badass. And that's what's so intriguing to watch. And Death Sentence is that. They take the suburban dad and they throw him in this fucking pit of fucking doom. And he has to completely change who he is and go through the goddamn grinder. And he comes out the other side, this grizzled fucking Punisher, like you said. So Death Sentence is just too good, man. As much as I really do like The Visit, Death Sentence is the winner for me.
And again, you know what's the best part about that is Kevin Bacon's got the acting chops to pull off what I mean. And again, John Bernthal is amazing and he's done a great job. But there's always been one thing missing. It's hard to strike a balance between the emotional devastation that the Punisher character feels, Frank Castle feels, and then the actual badassery that he is. And I feel like Kevin Bacon was able to actually do that. He was actually able to convey like he's a broken man, and this is the only things left to him. This is all that's left to him is justice for his family, and and in doing so, he's also providing justice for other families. So this won't ever happen again. Dude, fucking God, Death Sentence. Dude, Death Sentence should be mentioned every time you say a top 10 or a top 15 greatest action films of all time. Death Sentence should be in there somewhere in that conversation.
I don't think I can go there with you, my friend.
That's fine. I'll wait at the bus station. You'll come later.
I'd say it's top 40. Top 40 is not bad.
I'll buy you a ticket. You'll be there soon.
Top 40 is not bad at all. All right, let's see what says you fine folks. This is going to be an interesting one. Ooh, it's close. It is closer. It's the closest one we've had tonight. But goddamn, James Wan, dude, is pitching a shutout 4-0. Death Sentence wins 56%.
Is that Nolan Ryan? Oh, it's just James Wan.
56% to 44%. Death Sentence wins. James Wan is up 4-0, dude. M. Night, what the fuck?
M. Night might come back for a second, like Clubber Lang in Rocky 3, but then James has got to come back like Rocky and fucking win his title back.
It's going to turn around on the next one. I feel like the next one's going to be really interesting, dude. I feel like M. Night might get his first one. But first, let's get to what you guys have to say. Daniel Flores, thank you, sir, says, Death Sentence, trust me, I love this movie. I remember my childhood for this. It's all about revenge, guilt, justice, and family.
That's it, man. You said it right. That should have been the tagline on the box cover. Revenge, guilt, justice, and family. What one man is pushed to do. That's it. Yeah. It's a great fucking sum up.
And a guy like Kevin Bacon, who's just a normal looking dude, is the perfect portal for that. You know what I mean? Like he's a normal looking, kind of skinny, kind of lanky dude, but he has this gruff voice, and you could picture him becoming a badass if he needs to, and he can play a badass, so it works. Eduardo Santiago says, speaking of Gotham Knights, did you guys watch the new CW Gotham Knights trailer? Oh Jesus, it's just watch it, dude. I'm out on a CW.
I don't want to watch it. No, I don't. I've heard about it, Eduardo. I don't. You know, I don't know. I've never seen someone like buy a new pair of underwear and shit in them and then immediately be like, I'm gonna have to wash them. You know, like that's what they did. The game's not even out, and they announced a shitty ass fucking trailer, by the way, from the CW. And by the way, I don't want to shit on all over the CW. They've come out with some decent stuff. There's been some decent episodes now and again. Arrow was good. A couple of episodes of The Flash was okay. Supergirl, oh my god, you need a Kryptonian dick to suck. But I think overall the CW is one of the most ruinous things that Warner Brothers has kept into its existence. And the fact that you're going to release fucking Gotham Knights, CW is going to release that alongside to promote Gotham Knights by Rocksteady fucking Studios. Jesus. Oh my god, that's like Michael Jackson opening up an orphanage.
The entirety of the CW, dude, is literally just them going, hey, these guys like superheroes. We can take a superhero shit on a plate and feed it to them. And if they're real fans, they'll watch every fucking episode and drool over it. That's basically what DC's doing with the CW shows. They're like, here's a plate of fucking, here's the worst fucking heroes that nobody gives a shit about. Or we're going to take the good heroes and give them $20 and a fucking dollar general value card. And we're going to make a fucking show out of it. And you'll watch it because you watch anything with a fucking superhero on it.
I will say this, Stephen Amell would have been he would have fit really well in the Zack Snyder universe.
Arrow ruled.
I think he would have been fine. Grant Gustin, you know, like Ezra Miller's a walking, talking fucking trash heap of garbage. You could fine. You know, at this point, fucking let Grant Gustin take it over. I'll take a CW actor over that piece of shit. So
dude,
whatever.
If shit keeps happening, you're gonna see the Flash released on the Flash is gonna be released on fucking CW. if this shit keeps up, it gets scarier and scarier. The more it's not. I have a hard time even joking about Ezra Miller now because like it's getting kind of fucking scary,
dude. I swear to God, I'm telling you, you know, this guy posted like fucking like goddamn Ted Bundy ass Instagram messages and then deleted his fucking Instagram and was like, I'm in another, literally quoting his shit from an upcoming movie where like, you can't catch me, I'm in another universe, I'm the gingerbread man, I can move from left to right and up and down and sideways and walk this guy is, listen, that I feel scared for that girl, man. I feel scared for that girl because I don't know. This guy is unstable as fuck. This guy is permanently on LSD, and he might think that she's a fucking piece of fish that he needs to cut. I don't
know. Dude, say Superman's faster again, and I'll gut you like a fish.
But you know what's weird is you have these Ezra fans, dude. I swear to God, these Ezra fans come out and they're fucking insane. I was like, did you read anything about your boyfriend?
People like that are literally the Walmart public restroom of the internet. Like, Jesus Christ. Did you hear the latest story though?
Correct. Just release Keaton's Batman scenes. That's all. That's it.
Yeah, that's all we really want to fucking see anyway.
That's all I want to see. I don't care.
And Ben Affleck scenes too.
Yeah.
But dude, fucking DC Warner Brothers, please start vetting your actors and actresses a little bit more. Do you hear the latest thing about Ezra though, dude? It's fucking crazy. Like he there was another mom of like a 12-year-old or some shit that came out with a protective order against him because he went over her house and was talking about the like fucking roots of Parcheesi and shit like that. And all she said was, I'm going to go hang with my tribe. And he was like, you're cultural appropriation. And like, pulled out like a bulletproof vest and had a gun and shit. And he was saying how her daughter, when she's old enough, needs a real leader and she's going to follow him. And all like, it just gets scarier and scarier and scarier. It's starting
to sound like the Poltergeist 2 fucking old man. We're all gonna die. Like, you know, if you're all gonna
keeps doing them drugs, that's what he's gonna look like.
Yeah, I hope he goes to prison and his ass gets raped so many fucking times that the only flash that comes out is the farts from his asshole because his asshole is stretched so fast.
Michael Myers says, I need motivation from Marky Mark and Slender Man. And no, not the Sum 41 song, please and thank you. You need to be more specific in what you're fucking talking about. You come to me asking for motivations. You run in here like a fucking silverback gorilla. Give me some fucking information about what you need my fucking motivation skills for, because I can motivate you. You see these underwear? They're tight. I got tight underwear on my body because I got a tight body because I work it out at the gym. I drink a lot of protein shakes. I eat a lot of turkey burgers. I do all sorts of shit. That's why Wahlburgers has some turkey burger options. If you want motivation from me, you need to be more specific. Start with that. Be more fucking detailed in your fucking observations.
You know what's funny is I actually was like, listening to you, considering if you had a CD, I'd buy it for a second. I was like, you're gonna give me a number? It felt like one of those late 90s commercials.
I got a whole record label.
It's like, you know what you are? You're stuck in your life. You're stuck in a rut. But look, I make $1,000 a month. You remember that guy? He's like, I make $1,000 a month doing nothing but selling videotapes.
J.G. Whitworth, 8776.
I don't know if you guys remember that guy, but that guy would pop up all the fucking time. He was like, hey, I used to be a nobody too, but I went into business for myself. And he always had that fade. I used to be in business for myself. And I realized like that guy. I don't remember his name, but yeah, motivation, I guess. You know, you just look at tomorrow as a new beginning. Okay. So like you had bad day, you had bad week last week, you had bad month last month. You like, you know what? Me don't want no more. Me done with it, life. Go suck off a rhinoceros. And then what you do is this: you say, "No, I'm not gonna go suck off no rhinoceros. Me ain't gonna do it. Me gonna take tomorrow and make it me shield and me sword and conquer the day." That's what you got to do, Michael Myers, with your little photo where the actor is drinking Dr. Pepper. Me think, go have yourself Dr. Pepper and calm down. Like it's so much. Like it's so much. That's the calm down. You know what? It was always funny, dude. When I would have a bad day, when I was younger, Mom bought this picture for my brother and I, and it was the scariest fucking picture of all time. It was "Don't Worry, Be Happy." It was the main guy that sung that song, and he was dressed up in clown makeup, and he was going like, shh. And there was like a flower or something, and it said "Don't worry, be happy." And it was like a black background, and she framed it and she put it in her room. That motherfucker's eyes looked at me sometimes, like it would be
That's fucking scary, dude. That sounds scary.
No, but that song is great. It's like, here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it. Not for don't worry. But it was that guy. It was the lead singer, and he was going, but it was scary because you go piss, he'd be like
looking at your wiener.
Yeah, he was scared. Yeah, I was like, God damn, Mom.
Do you remember when your uncle? You remember when your uncle would get home from work and we would we'd be out on the patio sitting there, and like he'd be like, "Oh, here he comes, dude, here he comes," and we would turn on that song and be like, "Watch, dude, it goes with him," and it'd be like, if he carried his briefcase, he'd be like, "You might want to sing it, not for."
Yeah, but that was all that day, man. That's a great song. He was like, "Hey, look at me, I'm happy. I'm late on my rent. Whatever." Ooh, 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 don't worry.
Sean Collins says, Dr. Loomis, my girl thinks I'm joking when I say if we have kids, they need a full-time job by 4. Tell her why I'm right.
Have you seen the economy right now? We're literally on the precipice of a goddamn full-blown recession. If your kids don't have a job, they get shipped away from me. Maybe to military school, maybe to a foreign country I don't want to talk to them ever again. I don't know. If I got a little cash on the other end, they got to have a full-time job because guess what? I'm not the only one that's going to pay bills around here. I got 4 of them. That's 4 little workers. 4 little busy bees in a row. Make your goddamn honey and give the Papa Daddy the fucking do.
Michael Myers said emotional fitness motivation. Sorry for not being more specific. That's all right. I'm not angry at you. I'm not angry at you. If that's what you want, you just come to my gym. Mark Wahlberg fucks chicks 24/7. Come there any fucking time. We'll do sit-ups. We'll do crunches. We'll do burpees. We'll do fucking push-ups. We'll do chest bumpers. We'll do cocaine. We'll do steroids together. I'll put a shot in your butt. I'll put a shot in your butt right fucking now. I swear to God.
Familiar?
I'll beat your ass on the fucking sidewalk.
The emotional and fitness motivation. I mean, stop hanging out with bad people, for one. Maybe take a look in the mirror and be like, what do you want to change? Well, me don't like the man boobies. Me don't like that. Me don't like the oversized gut. Don't like that. And me don't like the negative attitude that goes along with it. No, me don't. And then you like, there's no option. There is plenty option. Plenty option. All you got to do is stop eating so much right now and start going for a little walk around the neighborhood in the evening time where it's cool and you have plenty of water by your side, right? And then I saw you emotional. Just stop hanging out with toxic people. People that be like, you know what? You're so toxic. Get away from me. You smell like poison. That's all you got to do. You gonna be all
motherfucking
right.
Walken's not going to get the job done.
Well, he don't want to be no Arnold Schwarzenegger. He didn't say that. If you want to be Lou Ferrigno, get out here. Go join Iron's GM.
Are you a fucking 90-year-old woman who walks at Walmart at 6 a.m.? Is that who you are? Because that's not who I fucking am.
Go be that big buff guy. And when you're 75 years old and your tits look, they need a hanger, you be proud of yourself that one time you had big muscles. Good job.
Michael Parton, thanks, buddy. He says it would be best if DC cancels the Flash movie because it's kept making the studio look real bad. I wish they could recast Ezra and make a Batman movie and call it Batman Continues. Batman continues to smack that ass.
I don't know, Michael. I mean, I don't really want them to cancel the Flash movie because there's so many people that are looking forward to seeing Michael Keaton come back in that movie, and there's so much that have already been. There's so many scenes that have already been shot, and he plays various Flashes. It's not just. So they can't really cut him. You know, it's hard to do. I don't want him. I want to see the fucking movie, but I don't want him to have anything to do with DC ever again. I mean, it would be almost like, I mean, at this point, if they canceled the fucking movie, that's like taking $100 million it costs and just burning it in your lawn and then having a gorilla shit on it. I mean, it would be dumb because then what you would have to do is tell everybody like, all right, well, we canceled the Flash movie. And so the Flashpoint won't come out for 3-4 years from now. And now, you know, it would be really bad. It would be bad. But what I think they should do is like, we're really disappointed in Ezra. He's a piece of shit and he'll never come back again. We're going to write in something. He dies. He dies in the new Flash movie and we just replace him.
Honestly, like, it's just going to be so hard for me to imagine them putting that fucking psychopath on the screen and like us going to a theater and watching the hero of the movie being someone who is currently missing with someone else's children. Like, put that together in your fucking mind. Like, watching a superhero on screen who in real life is currently, and I understand separating fucking art from whatever the cock, but like this man who I paid money to see on screen, who's going to get some of the fucking box office that I paid for, is currently, he has someone's child. It's a fucking Amber Alert almost. Well, it's a fucking dick prick from an Amber Alert that's going on right now. And this dude's gonna have a movie opening soon. It's crazy.
Well, it's the same thing with Kevin Spacey. He was a piece of shit when he was making House of Cards and everybody was like sucking his dick. And
we didn't know.
Well, no, it came out like the guy that accused him, the Hollywood actor had already accused him. I don't remember when he got so bad that they had to digitally remove him from a movie. You can't digitally remove Ezra Miller because there's too many parts. I mean, that would cost him like $100 million alone.
I don't know what to do. I think they're going to have to just release that bitch on crackle.com.
They're going to have to. That's like being like, yeah, dog, I did it. I fucked her. I shouldn't have, and I might have a disease, but I fucked her.
That's DC talking about. It's like
I just did it. I didn't know what to do. I mean, it's already done. What can I do?
It's so fucked, dude. God, DC can't fucking do their own goddamn shirt laundry without getting a fucking situation.
They can't even do their own Tom Cruise stunts.
They need to just give the fucking company to Tom Cruise or somebody who has a fucking wherewithal to fix some shit.
I swear to God, dude, I wish there was a company that just came up with. I wish Elon Musk would buy it at this fucking point. Fuck it. Let somebody else take the reins, you cocksuckers.
That sounds like something they would do is sell it to Elon Musk.
I don't know.
Honestly, I wouldn't be. That sounds like the kind of bad decision they would fucking make at this point.
Let fucking Willy Wonka take it. I don't give a shit. Anybody but you. You're an idiot. You fucking wasted Henry Cavill. You got rid of Zack Snyder. Yeah. You got 2 psychopaths on the fucking paycheck, Amber Turd and fucking Ezra Schiller, and you're fucking still walking. And by the way, I said Schiller on purpose. It's Miller, I know. And you're still walking around like I do no wrong. You're a fucking self-denial bitch. You're in self-denial, bitch. Like selling to somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. All right, next fucking vote. Sorry, guys, we went on a rant there, but it's that Ezra Miller is fucking wild. He's crazy. Tune in next week to see what fuck ass does. All right, what is the next vote? Here we go. So as we stand right now, James Wan is up 4-0. 4-0 as at the moment, and the next vote is going to be an interesting one. I think this might be the time that our guy M. Night does it. Round 5. We got, speaking of the DC universe, Aquaman versus Glass. One of M. Night's most recent ones.
I like that movie better.
Now the vote's up now for you guys to vote. Aquaman received a 6.8 on IMDb. And Glass received a 6.6. So that's why these two are matched up together. What's your opinion, you fucking slut?
Well, I did like Aquaman. You were just in 21 Jump Street, you piece of shit. Nobody would ever. I would never do that. Aquaman. I liked Aquaman. I liked it for what it was. I liked it in the same way that I liked Thor, the first Thor movie that came out with Chris Hemsworth. I feel like it had the same type of vibe to it, and I did enjoy it. It was interesting. And Jason Momoa was really good in it. Nicole Kidman was great. It was a good, introduction to a character that most people would have thought was a joke. Aquaman is kind of a joke in lore, so they did a pretty good job of reinventing him. And I did like the whole thing. I like the dad relationship. I like the whole thing. But as far as Glass goes, man, I thought that was fucking awesome. I mean, you get on with Bruce Willis that hadn't been seen since Unbreakable. And you combine that with what you did with Split with James McAvoy, and then you bring them all together in Glass, and you have a separate shared universe that's never been seen before. And I think it was incredible. I thought it was the acting was absolutely insanely good. And I feel like, and I remember watching it in the theater. It's one of those few movies that I genuinely was like interested in one scene to the next, because I just wanted all of them to come together and have this moment where like we're all fucking special, but we have to fight now. I don't know. I want and M. Night did such a good job of having this atmosphere, this the cinema atmosphere, this tempo that kept going and moving, and you were like anticipating and you were like, fuck yeah. And I was like, you were jacking off with that. It was like someone else was jacking you off. Like he was jacking you off at the speeds that he wanted you to feel good at. And then finally when you came, I'm like, thank you. The only time I didn't like was
pace.
Yeah, somebody else was jacking you off, but they were doing it in the right way. It's like when you put your trust in someone, and I know you're gonna do okay, Bob. But dude, Glass to me, it wasn't as good as Split or Unbreakable, not even a little bit, but for what it promised, I think it did a good job. I think that everybody wanted some kind of ultimate Cloverfield type ending. I thought it was going to be like a Cloverfield type ending, and where it was just kept on, in the insane asylum, and then everybody was covering it up. It kind of sucked, but at the same time, it was really cool to see another shared universe that wasn't Marvel or DC, and it was like its own little, little buttercup that could, and they were trying. So I liked it.
Buttercup, butternuts.
Yeah, I like Glass. I think Glass overall is a better movie to me. I think it's the most unique movie. I think it's the most it's the more entertaining movie, and it's the more overall different movie than Aquaman, because Aquaman is still a standard ass superhero movie.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I have a hard. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking I'm having a real hard time remembering very much about my sexual orientation about Glass as possible. And like I saw it in the theater and I don't think I've watched it since. For me, the love of that movie and the love of Split, which we'll get to in this count, all goes back to my just extreme love of the original characters in Unbreakable. You know what I mean? Like, I think Unbreakable was just the fucking thing. And I don't think anything that followed in that story was nearly as perfect as Unbreakable was, which is also in this list, and we'll get to it. But that being said, I don't like Aquaman. I can't get through Aquaman. I understand that you like it. I think there's parts that are enjoyable of it, but to me, it was just way too fucking overcooked, man.
I'm sorry, you don't like art.
Fucking goddamn Aquaman coming out of the fucking water on the beach and fucking Pitbull.
Just because he's hot. Don't be mad.
Aquaman was their most successful Marvel movie DC ever fucking made.
It made $1 billion.
I don't. So did my fucking aunt on the black market.
Did she? What's her name?
I'm gonna selling babies' kidneys.
I'm gonna marry her.
This sounds hot, dude.
I know. Let's make a movie about it.
I always wanted to fuck your aunt that sold the kidneys on the black market. But no, just like that movie to me was just it was made in a fucking Walmart cesspool of shit. Like it's not that terrible of a movie, but I just hate how commercial and just cornballish it was. So like, but you also got Dolph Lundgren, who I fucking love, and I like Patrick Wilson a lot, and I don't, Aquaman just doesn't do it for me, man. I don't like that movie at all. So my answer is going to be Glass on this one, even though it's not my favorite M. Night. I think that Glass was, holy shit, when I did Split, people got really, really excited for my shit. When at the end of Split, when that twist happened, it was like, and the twist happened. Everybody's like, oh my fuck, it's a twist on Unbreakable and shit. I think Glass was a foregone conclusion, and it was a movie that had to be made, and it just was fine. You know, I think it was just fine. But I like. No,
you're right though. I think the biggest thing was at the very end of Split, because nobody at that point had even put it together. They were like, no, it's not. There's no way it's like related to Unbreakable. And then they do that whole fucking thing, and you're like, I liked it just because, again, it reminded me of like something like Image comic books when they came up with Spawn. You know, you have these two giant companies like DC and Marvel competing with each other all the time, and this was like the little fucking engine that came out. And like, to be honest, M. Night could have like come up with his own superhero thing and done his own goddamn story, and people would be like, "This is fucking awesome, man."
Yeah, that's true. And I did like that part of it as well. A lot of people are talking in the chat about Entourage, and I'm not following exactly what you guys are talking about, but I do. Who the fuck thinks, by the way, that Entourage's version of Aquaman would have been better than the one we got, where Vincent Chase was Aquaman and he runs off the dock and he's wearing the suit. He's wearing like a nice suit and he dives into the ocean. Like Aquaman in that, it went up against Spider-Man, or didn't go up against Spider-Man, but it broke the world's all-time record for box office in that show. I never Aquaman, you got to watch it. That show's fucking amazing.
I still haven't seen it.
But I would have rather watched Vincent Chase's, and James Cameron was in it. He was the director of this, and he's playing himself in the show. James Cameron directed Aquaman. Ironically, Vincent Chase, his character was fucking the girl that was in the movie, Mandy Moore, in real life, and they were having problems on set, which is just weird because that whole Amber Heard thing. But anyways, yeah, let's see who won, Jay.
Music Man says, fuck Entourage. Damn, really, dude, what happened? What happened with that?
What'd they do to you, dude?
Is it bad? No, I literally never seen it, so I don't know. Is it bad? Is it bad?
Never seen someone hate it like that.
I don't know if it's bad. I don't know. I've never seen it.
The winner. Hey, dude. M. Night got one. 68% to 32%.
Yeah.
I feel like Amber Heard had something to do with
I think so. I think Amber Heard fucking shit in someone's bed.
Glass wins.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. I don't, and honestly, even if the Amber Heard turd trial hadn't happened, I still would have think it would have won anyway. Glass, I think, to me, is such a more unique, cooler story than Aquaman, but I liked Aquaman for what it was.
Yeah, I just,
it's a popcorny movie. I mean, it's the same thing as like if you like Doctor Strange, the first one, it's the same kind of shit. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen this.
I did like the guy who played Black Manta.
That guy was great. Patrick Wilson, I think, is unheralded in that movie too. He's a great bad guy, and he's never really. I don't even think I've ever seen him playing a bad guy before, and he was a good bad guy in that. Like snarky as fuck. He looked like he came from goddamn Alpha Beta in Revenge of the Nerds.
He does. He had to win a date with Tad Hamilton energy.
He's got that fucking nice blonde hair. He's like nerds, fucking nerds,
for sure. All right, let's keep the votes going. It's 4-1 right now. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go. So it's anybody's ball game. Like they could really get. And by the way, congratulations, Warriors. We haven't talked about that. Fucking Warriors won the national NBA championship, or the NBA championship, I should say, which was fucking dope. That was awesome. I like.
Yeah, Stephon Curry's got a lot of motivation since his parents are fucking crazy, and they're dating people. Did you not see that? So
no, I don't know.
Stephon Curry's parents divorced, and they're now with like new beaux. I don't think people even say bays. They're with new bays now, but
they got some strange.
Those two people they're with used to be married. They're fucking freaky deaky, dude. Like that's some like nasty ass shit. Yeah,
they're on some swing
like
shit.
Pissed. It's like my mom is fucking a dude that used to fuck my dad's girlfriend, and my dad is fucking the girl that used to fuck her boyfriend.
That's motivation.
Shit, I'm gonna have 37 points tonight because I got nothing to do.
I think he did score 37 one night. No shit. D-Mitch says, Jay, Entourage is a guy's show. Just watch it just for Ari. Dude, yes, Ari's the fucking best. Jeremy Piven's character in that show. Yeah. Holy fuck. Dude, he is the best. God, I just want to watch Entourage now. That show's fucking amazing. Okay. All right. Next vote. Here we go. Thanks, D-Mitch. What is the next vote? Do we have another good one or do we have a turd? It's kind of a turd. It's kind of going to go, I feel like James Wan's way again. But we'll see what happens. We won't leave this one up for too long. We'll move right through it. This one's going to be round 6. And the choice is going to be Insidious. And again, this is just the way IMDb ranks them up versus The Village.
God, get out of here, my face. Get out of here, my face.
This is a 1 seed versus 17 seed right here.
God, The Village wins hands down. Are you serious? No, Insidious. Get the fuck out of my face. No, you know what's funny is The Village was actually pretty interesting. The Village was pretty interesting. The weird thing about it was, how the fuck did they fucking prevent airplanes? Did you guys ever think about that when you watched The Village? Because The Village had a decent idea when they played it. How the fuck did they prevent airplanes from flying over? Or that, some little kid be up there goddamn knitting from, I don't know, horseshoe and shit. They were like, I'm whittling wood and knitting something for my mother, and then a fucking airplane flies over somewhere in the distance. Like, I've seen God. How did they prevent that from happening?
I told you UFOs are real, bro.
They were near a highway, so obviously something was going. They're near. I mean, I'm sure they would have seen civilization at some point. But yeah,
honestly, though, I would have gone and lived in that fucking village and followed their fucking rules during the entire election. Like, if I could have just skipped that whole part of society and like politics, I would have just lived in that fucking village. You know what I mean? Like, at least I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, you can still live in that village. It's called the Amish.
Yeah, well,
it's fine. I mean, they've been existing for a while.
I feel like know what's up. I saw some at Peddler's Mall the other day.
Well, I feel like M. Night was trying really, really, really fucking hard on this one. And then he was like, dude, I might have fucked up here, though. Because at the end of the day, this movie fucking sucks. And that's what I think M. Night was saying is like, it looked really good on paper, but then I put it to screen, and guess what happened? It sucked. I can't direct this piece of garbage. It's a fucking shitty movie.
Vanessa says that they explain that in the movie, actually, the plane thing.
Do they? Well,
I don't. It's been forever since I've seen it. To be fair,
Vanessa, I'm going to go out here on a limb and say they don't do a very good job of it, because I don't think you can really prevent it. But unless you picked a particular part of the prairie,
no-fly zone.
If you pick that, possibly, if you live like near like an Air Force zone or something, I don't know. It just seems like it's very far fetched.
Oh, the village that's what Kenneth said. Pretty sure they said it was a no-fly zone or something. I just assumed that's what it would be, but
either way, you're gonna hear fucking semi trucks honking. You're gonna hear cars, because they don't live that far away from a highway. And I've watched that movie again. And that movie, I'm sorry, man, that's a toilet turd. Like it's a bad movie. And like I feel like M. Night was really confident when he made it, and he was trying his best, and he was just like, nah. But Insidious, on the other hand, Mike likes it better than The Conjuring. I think it's not as good as The Conjuring. I do think though Insidious is good in of itself. I think it's a very interesting take on the afterlife. I think it's a cool idea. I think the acting and the cast is amazing. I think the cast is probably, well, Patrick Wilson's in both. He's in Insidious and in the Conjuring. So again, you have like a really cool cast in Insidious that tells a great story, and it's written really well. It's actually what it's using is, and the music itself. When you were saying you were freaked out when in in the theater when it's like that weird music, that's like some 1970s Suspiria shit that's supposed to put you outside of a comfort zone. I'm not saying Suspiria is good, but that weird music that makes you feel uncomfortable, and they do that in this movie. So yeah, Insidious by itself wins as far as in originality and shit.
Yeah, for me, Insidious wins hands down just because it's one of my favorite fucking horror movies of the past 20 years. Like, as far as theater experiences, it's right up there for me with Drag Me to Hell, which I just fucking had a ball with in the theater, or other movies that I really enjoy, like Ready or Not, shit like that. Insidious, I'd put above that actually, but like, I fucking love Insidious. I think it was an original idea. I think it prefaced this Conjuring universe stuff where everything was all about jump scares, even though it has its share of them. To me, Insidious is the go-between universe between the new horror movies and the old ones. And I really miss the old ones. But seeing that in the theater for the first time, I thought, this is new, this is fun, this is crazy. It just blew me away. I absolutely adore that movie. But The Village is a movie that I never had the hate other people have for it. I thought it was entertaining, and I thought it was, again, I always say this within it was a swing for the fences, but I just feel like people felt the twist was cheap, and I think that they felt let down a lot, and I think like they felt angered, and I think that was his pressure movie after The Sixth Sense. I think The Village came out and he had this pressure to do something amazing, and I think it blew up in his face a little bit. But I don't mind that. I'm actually going to go back and watch that again because it's been forever since I've seen it. But either way, Insidious is way too strong for me to even consider The Village in this one. But I do love Joaquin Phoenix, and it had a great cast. And even with M. Night Shyamalan movie, it still had amazing cinematography. It was filmed great. It has you going until the twist. Even if you hate the twist, it did have you fucking going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so and then, but when the twist happens, then you're like, fuck the movie. Because now it all made it like this whole buildup meant for nothing. It was like, fuck it. Because it's like, you guys were building up this giant creature, and the giant creature was a goddamn Costco truck on its way, a fucking semi truck. That was
reminds me of Lost when you found out this giant thing moving the trees. Like, oh fuck, this is gonna be awesome, and it's like it's a smoke monster controlled by a computer.
What he should have done is he should have just set the motherfucker in the 1800s and done some kind of crazy ass fucking like devil thing in the actual woods.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody was expecting it, but then they weren't because it was an M. Night movie, and they just have the fucking devil pop out or whatever, a demon.
It really is.
That would have been a twist. It was like, oh, I thought he was going to give us a twist, and then he didn't give us a twist. But that's a twist.
It's a great juxtaposition, dude, right there. It's very there's the dichotomy between like I want to fucking be surprise me, but then you surprise me and I go, oh, I want the regular shit. You know what I mean? Like it's really hard to walk that line, and I feel like M. Night has really sacrificed himself and his career to be the one who walks it. But either way, The Village didn't work out for him overall for most people. But let's see what the vote is. It's going to be, it's a big one. Yeah. Insidious 83% to 17%. Insidious wins.
That seems about right. That 17% is about the amount of people that actually like the movie overall in the world. I think so that makes about sense.
It did again though. It is one of M. Night's higher rated movies. It's a 6.6 on IMDb, whereas Insidious is only a 6.8 on IMDb. But
I think his extended family came back and helped him out on those votes.
Wins greatly on this one. And then we've got this one's interesting. I hated doing this next one, dude. I hated to fucking put these two movies against them because one of them is my favorite fucking top 10 probably movies of all fucking time. And the other one is Furious fucking 7. All right. God damn this fucking next vote. But here we go. I'm going to put it up here anyways. Round 7. Is that where we're at? Round 7. We've got Furious 7 from James Wan versus M. Night Shyamalan Signs.
Well, I mean, I can't really comment on this because I've never seen. I stopped watching Fast and the Furious when, after it became, not interesting. Maybe Tokyo Drift was the last Fast and the Furious movie, so I can't really comment on it. I will give it Signs though. I mean, Signs all day long. I mean, you put Sings, and that's okay. It does sing its way to the top for me. Signs, I think I was always, when I first watched the movie Signs, I was always like, well, man, they could have done so much more with this because I like alien movies too. And I think alien movies are really fun and they're interesting and they're unique. But Signs, it was a weird movie. And I had never seen a movie where they literally have Mel Gibson playing a priest of all fucking people. And then at the very beginning of the movie, you have this shocking incident that happens. And then you fast forward and then all this crazy shit happens afterwards. And I didn't think there was a really, to me, Signs wasn't a twisty ass movie as far as like what you would think of M. Night. I felt like it was a solid family movie. Furious 7, I don't give a fuck who Vin Diesel's talking about, who's family. I mean, who the fuck is family? Family is who is ever paying the paycheck though, bro. I lost interest in Fast and the Furious a long time ago. Fast 1 was good. Tokyo Drift was good. I never seen the other ones. I never had any desire to see the other ones. When you start bringing in the fucking Rock and then you're bringing in like I feel like the Fast and the Furious itself, the franchise has become a parody in of itself. I feel like people make fun of it on purpose. I feel like family is literally a meme. So as far as I'm concerned, Signs is now to me that's M. Night getting back to what makes M. Night M. Night. Because he actually told a good story and he actually got family in there, like not Vin Diesel family, but actual family and told in the right way. But yeah, man, Signs was a unique movie. I never seen anything like that before, as far as a UFO type movie before, because you didn't really know there was a UFO fucking movie until like almost the movie was over. And then they show that goes, "Vamonos, children, vamonos," with Joaquin Phoenix. And you're like, holy shit, this is kind of fucking freaky. So yeah, Signs all day long. That's right. Goes to sleep. But yeah, I like Signs better, man. I'm just not I'm not a Fast and Furious fan, and I never will be. I couldn't even I don't think I could force myself to sit down and watch them. After Tokyo Drift, I just don't care. I just don't give a shit. Fast and Furious to me is a dead roller coaster, and they keep on making them. But whatever. But Signs was unique, man. Compared to this, unique as fuck.
Yeah, I fucking hate the Fast and Furious franchise. I really do. I love Paul Walker. I really do. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. No doubt about that. But this franchise, I fucking hate it. I hate that it exists. I hate everything about it. I'm not the dude for it. But so obviously my choice is Signs. Signs is. I would probably put Signs in one of my top 10 movies of all time, man. Like, I honestly would. I think that is just the fucking beacon of fucking cinema, dude. Like, I love these kind of movies. Like, it's mysterious, it's aliens, it's fucking.
You put that in your top 10 of all time, though?
Yeah.
Of all time.
Absolutely.
Not your top 40?
No, dude. The top 10, buddy. Top 10. That's how much I love this fucking movie.
Right there.
I love it. I love it. I want to squeeze it. I want to fucking Tommy what wingy. I love this fucking movie. But dude, it has everything. It has everything in a, like, if you just picture any genre, anything, Signs has everything in it. And I love the quotes come from the audience too. It's like, we're gonna eat this meal, damn it, so enjoy it. He's like mashed potatoes.
That's how he felt when he was in jail.
I'm gonna have some of that. It's got an amazing Mel Gibson acting performance, dude. When he cries at the dinner table, I think we all fucking cried with him, as weird as the situation was. That whole thing. Joaquin Phoenix, dude, it captures perfectly the idea of like, what if aliens came, like, and you're sitting here and you're watching the news and you become obsessed with it. And then you've got this familial drama, everything that happened with his wife. Just, man, Signs is a 10. It's a perfect fucking movie for me. It's no doubt it's the winner for this one. It would win this whole goddamn. It's my favorite movie in this entire list of movies, bar none. By like
Kevin Ketchel says, "Stop crying." Idiot.
Vamonos, children, vamonos. And that is that one of the greatest jump scares of all time, by the way, when they're like the children at the birthday party. Woo! Fuck.
No, I liked the more down home thing. I liked when Joaquin Phoenix was telling them, he was like, when Mel do it, and again, it's so underrated. This scene, when Mel Gibson is saying, "I hate you," because he's obviously a fallen faith minister, and he's like, "I hate you, I fucking hate you." And then Joaquin Phoenix talks to him later on, and he's like, "I don't ever want to see you like that again."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, I never want to see you talk." And I was like, that's such a good like building of characters, because Joaquin comes across like as the he's the younger brother. He comes across as very much of an asshole, or like, I don't care what goes on. And Mel Gibson's the destroyed man, but that affected Joaquin, and he was like, "You're the one rock I have, and you're making that difficult for me to believe that you're that one rock, because you lost a semblance of faith." Because the movie's not about aliens. It's about a man losing his faith. That's what the fucking movie's about. It's not about aliens. It's about a man literally losing his faith because his wife fucking got murdered, and then he lost his faith. Or not murdered. You could say murdered. The guy was drunk. M. Night Shyamalan. By the way, M. Night Shyamalan plays the fucking character.
He wasn't drunk, but he just fell asleep. He just falls asleep. And that's why
I say tomato. You say tomato. He was drunk.
It was drunk. Yeah, dude, everything about that movie is it's amazing. I love it.
Oh, so yeah, much. Tom Una Green. I would love to hit anything with that. Yeah, dude, that part was great. Swing away, when she was like, or he's like, swing away, and then it all connects together again. Yeah, it's Signs, dude. For me, that's a great fucking movie.
Easy, and I think that should win hands down. And it does. Look at the numbers: 83% to 17%. M. Night is on the board for the second time tonight with Signs. That gives him 2. James Wan currently has 5, meaning there's 3 votes left to go. And M. Night's down by 3. So the only way M. Night has a chance is if he wins all 3 of the final votes. And dude, I'm telling you, he's in. Now we're getting to the fucking gritty. He has a chance in all 3 of these fucking votes. He really does.
Well, I want to do one more, and then I really got to go tank my lizard.
Okay. We'll just do it now. Let's just take a break
now.
I
will do one more. I can do one more.
All right. Okay. Let me put it in here. Put her in the old vase.
Mike Johnson says those aliens looked creepy as shit too. Yeah, they did a really good job. Even though they were CG, they were still like that. The children's birthday party, when it walks in the background, that was fucking freaky, dude. It was like, oh, it looked like that drunk uncle looking for that next Budweiser.
Round 8. And this is a good one. I really think it's a good one. It's going to be The Conjuring 2 from James Wan, coming in at 7.3 on IMDb, ranked way too high in my opinion, versus Split, coming in at a 7.3 as well on IMDb.
That's too low in my opinion.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be Split.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a Split for me. I think The Conjuring 2, dude. Conjuring 2, okay.
Well, you don't have shit happening until like the last 45 minutes of the movie. And by the way, I just want to I want to say this because I don't want people to get mad at us. The Conjuring 2 had some really cool moments in it. It had some great acting too, and I know they were building, atmosphere and suspense and things like that, but it did not deliver in a way that what The Conjuring 1 delivered. When you look at Split actually showcased one of the most underrated actors, in my opinion. Also, there's a lot of underrated actors we mentioned tonight, but McAvoy is a very underrated actor. This mentally disturbed human being that kidnaps these girls, takes them down to an underground lair, and kind of pretty much torments them, is one of the most interesting, horrific, and entertaining character studies you've ever seen. And again, McAvoy did not win any awards for this, but that guy played like 100,000 parts, and he did a great fucking job with each one because he was so convincing with whatever particular character he was playing. Split to me had so much more personality, and it also had so much more things going on that you could latch onto. There were so many different story elements going on. The Conjuring 2 was just it was an attempt to follow up on what The Conjuring 1 did, and I feel like it failed in a lot of ways. The first 45 minutes to an hour, I was like, I don't care. Like, it was bored. There was a couple of jumpy scares or whatever, but it wasn't like Insidious 2. Insidious 2 knew what it had, and then it jumped into it. This one was like, well, it's a new idea, so we're gonna try to take our time. But dude, yeah, like the best part of Conjuring 2 is the last, again, 30, 45 minutes or whatever, but Split all the way through it. McAvoy is enthralling, dude. You can't take your eyes off of him. And you want to know what makes that fucking guy tick. Why is he doing this?
What turns you on?
Who would like
a
PB&J sandwich?
Yeah.
Fucking great guy.
All right, well, let's do it this way. You know what my vote's going to be. It's going to be Split, and I'll talk about that. You can go ahead and go pee if you want to. I'll get that out of the way, and then when you come back, we'll do the same thing.
All right.
But look, I'm going to say that I've seen The Conjuring 2 maybe twice. I've seen Split maybe twice, maybe 3 times. But it's Split, easy. But the thing about The Conjuring 2 is that I felt like The Conjuring 2 was, as a 7.3, like, we've seen some really good movies get like 6.5 scores and whatever on IMDb. I think for me, the Conjuring universe as a whole is just overrated. And that's just a me thing. I know people love the first Conjuring movie, but none of those movies have ever gotten to me. They're little moments of, oh, fuck, that was scary for a second, but nothing really ever ends up coming out of it. Like, nothing truly scary happens. To me, they're like the Walmart of horror. That's just how I feel about those movies. And I know I'm on the minority of that, but I will say this. The Conjuring 2 has some moments, but it's bloated as fuck, and it's dreary as shit. There's moments of greatness, and there's moments that make you feel like you're having to live in that chick's house from the Babadook. You know, you're sitting in the theater and you got to piss, and you feel like that little kid screaming in the back fucking seat, like, God, Mom, stop being so fucking sad all the time. I know I'm the one causing it, but fuck. And you want to look at her and be like, will you spank that fucking kid already? I'm kidding. I don't spank my kids either. But, you know, The Conjuring 2 is just a movie of moments, but it's fucking bloated and way too self-important, I think. And I don't think it ever really gets there. I think The Conjuring 2 coasts by on a lot of the love the Conjuring 1 guy. And I feel like Conjuring 3, the same thing. It's not a bad movie. It's fine, but just never, I can remember a couple scenes from it, you know? I feel like it was a little convoluted too for such a simple story about a fucking ghost. You know, we're coming at it from all fucking angles. Split, on the other hand, is not my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's really not. I think it's fine. I like the movie a lot, but it's my choice here. But I think Split is all James McAvoy. You know, I think McAvoy was so good in Split, he actually stole the show from M. Night. Like, M. Night had this crazy movie and he did his M. Night thing, but like McAvoy actually stole the show. Like, it's the best kind of movie where you give a really fucking capable actor and you're like, hey, I'm going to give you fucking everything. Here's 27 fucking roles. It's like giving Eddie Murphy the Nutty Professor, where it's like, hey, motherfucker, you're going to play every person in this fucking movie. And he does, you know? But McAvoy really stole the fucking show. He was awesome in that. And the plot gets kind of crazy and all over the place. And I got a little bit bored about halfway through trying to figure out what's going on. And then M. Night hits the home run at the end with the twist and the awesome. If y'all ever get the chance, go back and listen just to the music when the twist comes on in Split. When it's like, boom, sasu, like that whole fucking moment. Me and my wife were at a steakhouse one time, and that's like, we're eating at this fancy fucking steakhouse, and they're playing music like that the whole time. And I was like, it feels like we're living in an M. Night Shyamalan fucking twist scene, you know, with that old 90s like sex music going on. It's fucking hilarious. And I love that scene, but I feel like Split, I feel like needed to stand on its own a little bit more than it did. Like, I feel like I think it was like hovering around pretty great. And then they bring in the twist and it was like, okay, everybody fucking loves this movie. It's not one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies. It's really not, but it is good. And McAvoy carries it with an insane fucking performance. But I don't know, maybe there's just something about the 2 follow-ups to Unbreakable that I just don't, they're good and they're entertaining, but I never just fell in love with them. Unbreakable is a movie that's just fucking like amazing. And those movies are just good. You know, they never really drove that point home for me. And I know, like Michael Parton said, Split's way better than Unbreakable. I know people feel that way. Like, they do. Like, I've always, when people feel that way about a movie, I actually admire them. I envy them. Like, I watched Split and I was like, that was good, but I don't feel the way about it. I don't feel some kind of way the way other people do. I actually envy people that do. I'm not like, hey, fuck you. You like that piece of shit? Fuck you. Everybody knows Halloween Kills sucks. Like some people are. I envy that you liked it. I wish I liked that as much, but I did like Split. And to me, Split is better than, I think it's better than The Conjuring 2. I really do. But they're both decent movies for sure. I think they're both a little overrated though. 7.3 in this, and when you look at the scales of other movies, like look at the 6. Insidious is a 6.8. Insidious is better than fucking Split. Insidious is way better than The Conjuring 2. Are you really going to tell me The Conjuring 2 is an entire half fucking point better than Split? Eat my butt. Eat my butt with that weird. Hey, you guys remember that candy when we were kids? It came out of the tube. And it was like red, and it was just like gloopy sauce or whatever the fuck. And it had like a round tube, and you would just squirt this like sour goop candy into your fucking mouth, and you would lick it out of a literal butthole top. Like the butthole came up and out like a toilet bowl with just a hole in it, and you're just like licking it like a butthole. That's probably why we're all obsessed with eating ass now. I don't know where I went there, but do you guys remember that stuff? What was it called? Not Squeeze-Its. No, it was the gloopy candy. It was red and it was sour. And you'd squeeze it and you'd lick it and literally had a butthole for a top. Yeah, like caved in on itself.
Did your parents shop for candy?
No, man, this shit was everywhere. I'm telling y'all. Like it was fucking. Does anybody remember this? All right, I'm finding a fucking picture. I'm telling y'all. How do I Google this though? Like gloopy candy? Like gel candy? Oh, I found it already. Once I just typed in gel candy. Ooze tube. Now, I don't know if this was the exact same thing. I'll share my screen with you guys. You can order it on fucking Amazon if anybody wants to lick a butthole tonight. Hang on. I'm going to share it with you guys. Check this out.
That's just a normal top. That's not a butthole. It's just a top.
It's called Ooze Tube. Now, they don't show the top on here, but no, you don't see that. I'm telling you, the top was a butthole. Jay. Oozing with great taste. Hey, you remember this shit, dude?
What is that?
Fucking, it was an ooze tube. Do you remember having this when you were a kid?
Oh yeah, it's like the toothpaste shit that you could like. It was like candy.
Yeah, and the top was like shaped like a butthole, so it was like literally eating ass.
It was like, hey, what's the quickest way to get diabetes? I know. Let's kill the kids off because they fucking suck.
Anyway, I picked Split. Hey, let's see who the winner is. And then we'll start the next one, and I'll give my opinion, and then I'll go smoke while you give yours. That'll save everyone some time. I did not expect this shit, dude. M. Night lives. He is still alive. Split wins. Check this dude out. Check this out. 71% to 29%. Split beats the fuck out of The Conjuring 2.
Yeah, I couldn't see it, but yeah, I don't think anybody was going to pick The Conjuring 2 over Split. There's no way.
It's crazy because they're both rated the same thing, but all right. We got 2 votes left. Just 2 little votes, and then we'll just hang out for a little bit and touch our wieners together. If there's a tie, we'll come up with other shit. But all right, round 9. Round 9.
Yeah.
Which is better?
God, it's gone that long. Round 9. Holy shit. I thought I beat him in the first round of the Kumite.
I'll give my
run off. You throw the fucking run off the runway, hey?
I'm going to give my opinion and run because no one's going to like it, I feel like. Now, round 9 is The Conjuring, the original Conjuring versus Unbreakable. And for me, it's a very easy vote. It's Unbreakable. There's no doubt about it. In my personal opinion, number one, I'm a guy who thinks The Conjuring's overrated. I don't think it's overrated. It just never ever scared me. Like I see it, I'm watching it, I'm like, this looks so fucking Hollywood to me. It never got under my bones. I never believed it. It just never did it for me. Yeah. Unbreakable, on the other hand, is it's a movie that walks across different genres, and it's dark and it's twisted and it's fucked up, and it's a mystery, and it's a character study with Bruce Willis, and then it's also a character study of Samuel L. Jackson's character in the movie, And the way it ends with a fucking crazy punch in the face. And it's a family story and like everything, man. And the arc of Bruce Willis from the beginning of the movie where he's all sad and he's trying to cheat on his wife to just getting these superhero powers, and then him and his kid in the basement lifting the weights. Man, I think Unbreakable has a lot of the great things that cinema offers, that movies offer inside of a package, versus what to me is The Conjuring, that just started, in my opinion, a kind of shitty era of horror where we're just doing jump scares with no weight to them. So my answer is Unbreakable. I'm going to run away before everybody eats my ass.
Nobody wants to do that because it's going to smell.
Actually, I'll stay.
Go ahead and stay. Let them have that taste. No, no, I get what he was saying, but I think overall, Unbreakable is still one of my favorite movies I've ever watched. I really did like it. Up to that point when Unbreakable came out, you didn't have many movies like it. Specifically revolving around superheroes, and the fact that Samuel L. Jackson in the movie was the villain. Spoiler alert, I guess. It was really cool to see how that unfolded, and the character studies on Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson was incredible, and I think it was a one of a kind movie. But now, while that was a great superhero origin story, I'd already seen some badass origin superhero movies before that. Blade, I think, is never mentioned, unfortunately, as far as one of the best superhero movies of all time. Wesley Snipes, and it was incredible. But Unbreakable, a good movie, a solid movie. The Conjuring, to me, I feel like horror had been stagnant. You know, I feel like up to the point of The Conjuring, I feel like the horror itself, as far as a true horrific movie, a movie that actually sets the audience on edge, that makes them feel like, holy fuck, this is actually like insanely terrifying, and that this is based on a true story according to, you know, the text and the Warrens. I think they did phenomenal with it. I think The Conjuring is, in a lot of ways, maybe not my generation's The Exorcist, but in the new generation, the newer generations, The Exorcist. I feel like it had all the elements. I feel like it had all the intangibles to herald that role. The Conjuring had a great story, had great characters, had I don't think they were all jump scares. I think, because I fucking hate jump scare movies. I was more intrigued with the story and the relationships that they had throughout the film, as well as the horror elements that they introduced. And I think overall, The Conjuring scared me because it's possible. I mean, you know, I'm not a fucking parapsychologist. I mean, do I look like fucking ghost hunters? It's possible that it was true. I don't know. And that's scary as fuck if it's possible that shit was true. But the clap scene, oh my god, dude. And then the ending, and again, I hate this. I know this movie's like old as fuck. It's old as dirt. I don't want to spoil it, but the ending, very reminiscent of the Exorcist ending, kind of, except this has a happy ending. It was a great movie, man. The Conjuring is one of those movies that pulls you in. It shows you some scary stuff, and that's all peripheral to me, but it's more about the family, and it's more about their relationships, and it's more about them building on that. And then the horror that is there, but it's elemental, it's peripheral, and then it really has a moment to Sudoku at the end. And I feel like that's why The Conjuring is better for me than Unbreakable, even though I liked Unbreakable, and Unbreakable is in of itself one of the best origin stories of a superhero I've ever seen. But The Conjuring, it had been so fucking long, guys. It had been Sandlot situation since we had seen a good, solid horror movie that was not only intriguing and cool and different. It's got to be The Conjuring, man. For me, it's got to be The Conjuring. And again, it's not because I don't like Unbreakable. I think, again, I've said this, Unbreakable is its own character. It's something special. It's something unique and it's something different. But Conjuring, with the cast they had and the story they told and James Wan, man, because nobody expected that, right? Because if you okay, so you knew Unbreakable was coming out when Unbreakable came out. It's M. Night, and you're like, okay, well, it's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be weird. I know, I get it. And you go and see it, and it's pretty much it really is different from what you know of an M. Night movie, but it's not. It's still the same formula, but just now gravitated toward a superhero genre. But when you go see The Conjuring, you're thinking maybe a standard horror film. Okay, yeah, there's a ghosty panties that are running around and they're scaring a family on a farm. They bring in these psychics and they do their business and then they exorcise the demons. Well, it's not exactly like that. The Conjuring's not exactly like that. It's got its own charm. It's got its own unique style and the way that they explore that. So yeah, man, The Conjuring, I think The Conjuring holds up today. I mean, you can watch clips of that fucker on YouTube and still be like, oh shit, I gotta check my undies because that fucking scared me. And it's not really it's not necessary, it's not the jump scare. They didn't rely on jump scares. And again, I will point out the fact I hate jump scares in movies, in horror movies. I think they're cheap if they're not building on the plot, or if they're not helping the plot move along. If they're just there to make you go, ooh, shit, I fucking should have taken Xanax. But these are really well done, these jump scares, and I appreciated it for that. So The Conjuring for me.
Perfect timing, slut.
No, I knew you were coming back because you couldn't have been smoking that cigarette that long.
Oh, the fucking dog was running around. I had to catch him, or watch Katie catch him. Dude, M. Night stays alive, my friends. Unbreakable wins 52 to 48%. What a fucking tight.
That was close. That was close.
That was super fucking tight, like my butt.
That's like the jury for OJ. You know, there was one jury member that was like, I don't know, he might have killed her.
There had to be more than one.
There was like one jury member was like, I don't know though. And like, no, bro. I mean, I'll give you a Burger King fucking like goddamn gift card if you just say yes.
He's like, he did that shit. Man.
I ain't gonna stay here no more. This motherfucking trial's been like 20,000 months.
Let's catch up on Super Chats really quick before we do the final vote and see if M. Night ties it, we'll come up with another one. But M. Night's still alive because the next one's pretty damn good. Monster Movie Man. Hey, Monster Man. He says, not much, but something to help the channel. Hey buddy.
Man, thank you so much.
That,
it's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Patricia. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Says, so happy to have Friday Night Fights back. Made my weekend after a crappy week. Hey, sorry you had a crappy week.
Make your crappy week crappier with our shitty stream.
Thank you so much, though. Hey, I deem it so that you're gonna have an awesome fucking weekend. It's gonna happen. I swear to God. It better, or I won't have sex with someone.
Butt fuck the week.
Yeah. You go out there and you suck the day's dick.
There you
That's
go.
The way to do it.
37 dicks.
My girlfriend sucked 37 in a row. Gary, thank you so much. Good to see you. It says, God, I wish they never made Joker 2. I'm tired of Harley Quinn and I bloody hate musicals.
Gary, you know what? I'm on board with you. I think that you're correct. I honestly think that I would have done Joker 2 a different way. I think I would have taken Joker 2 and actually explored more of the crazy side of Joker. If they're going to make a Joker 2, make Joaquin Phoenix like fully embrace the character of Joker. Because what you had in Joker 1 was more of a man with mental issues that was looked down and looked down upon by society, and then he eventually becomes what he is. And in the sequel, you could have had a crazy fucking really disturbed, insane Joker. But at the same time, I'm fine with them not making a Joker 2, and the musical is. But again, I want to hold back judgment because I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be the coolest fucking thing ever. But I get that you're tired of Harley Quinn, and they've done a lot with the character, and there's other characters that they haven't done much with at all. Like we've probably seen more. I don't know the numbers on this, but you've probably seen more Harley Quinn's screen time than you have Superman over the past years, which is insane to think about when you own the property.
It really
Superman.
is. It's stupid. Yeah.
I do love Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I love Birds of Prey. I thought that movie was fucking awesome, even though most people don't like it. But I will say this: I think that the name of the movie, Le Deux de Croix, or whatever the fuck it is, literally means like the madness of two. It's like when two people see something that nobody else sees, or something along those lines. So to me, the way that Joker ended, where some of the shit was in his head or whatever, like that whole twist ending that they did, not twist, but the wild ending, I think something like that, where you don't know what's real or imaginary, is perfect. And then bringing a Harley Quinn in is kind of like the perfect place for this Joaquin Phoenix's Joker to go. So that I get, but I totally understand being sick of that character.
But, at the same time, at least they're not trying to introduce the Batman or anything like into this, because at that point it's like, well, now it lost all of its novelty. Yeah, like the Joker was a cool like origin story, and like leave it alone. Yeah, like, I would have left it alone and then just let other people handle it. It's like, hey man, you told like a great fucking story, and a lot of other directors will look at Joker and be like, man, that's where we got to go.
Yeah. Like some shit should stay special order and hard to find. Not everything needs to go to Walmart. You know what I mean? Like we don't really need to mass produce this. Sometimes you should do something a little bit weird and different. Gary also says, have you seen the trailer for the Texas Chainsaw game? I have not. The only reason I haven't watched it yet is because we did a thing with Leatherface last time, and I'm waiting to see if we do that or how we're going to do what's going to go on with that. But I've not, but I heard it's fucking awesome.
I'm not seeing it yet.
And the guys at Gun Meter are cool fucking dudes, so I can't wait to see what they do with that. We got D Mitches on that one. So, okay, so I think we're caught up on Super Chat. So it's time to get to, it's basically game 7. This is the last chance for M. Night to tie it.
What's that mean? What's that mean?
It's a game 7 means that whoever wins it takes it.
Is that a
home.
Baseball term?
Technically, it's game 6 basketball more than anything. But like, well, you
I only watch fucking hopscotch.
This is basically game 6 for M. Night. This is an elimination round for M. Night. If M. Night loses this one, the vote is over and Juan has won. But we'll see, man. This is going to be a really tight vote. If M. Night wins this one, though, we will have one more vote to see who takes the crown tonight. Hey, y'all, calm it down, you two fuckerinos.
Shut the fuck up before I get cats.
All right, man. Here we go. Round 10. And this ended up closer than I told y'all at the beginning. It looked like Juan was going to take it, but it's closer. Which is better? Dead is better.
Well, we know the Sixth Sense is going to be one.
And the other one is Saw. So it's the Sixth Sense versus. Oh, I didn't mean to add option. I'm just going to. Oh, shit. No. I'll take that back. Oh, I fucked it up. What the? No, I didn't. Hang on. God damn it. Okay, here we go. All right. Saw versus the Sixth Sense. And. Saw or the Sixth Sense. You can place your votes now. Jay, what do you think?
Well, I was looking up on my phone to make sure I wasn't wrong. But Saw had been done before, just not to the more giant audience that it collected. Hostel came out before Saw. And you know, I know some people don't want to, they don't want to mention Saw in the same verbiage as torture porn, but that's what it was. And that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying torture porn. I mean, some people, and by the way, when you say torture porn type of film, it doesn't mean that the movie itself doesn't have any kind of fucking plot. Obviously, Saw is a lot more plot worthy of a film than something like Hostel, which Hostel's scary. Don't get me wrong. That fucking Achilles scene, god damn, it still makes my dick shrink. But Saw had one of the best endings I've ever seen when he's like, game over. And you have that fucking badass music that comes on. It's amazing, amazing scene. But the Sixth Sense, man, I mean, that's what put M. Night on the fucking map, dude. That's the movie that when you saw that movie for the first time and you go in it into that movie blind, and you have no idea what's going on, you fully believe that Bruce Willis is just this like normal guy that's trying to help this kid, Haley Joel Osment. And by the way, amazing kid actor, one of the best kid actors I've ever seen in my life. And you fully believe in those characters, and you're fully invested in that story. And then this weird paranormal shit that's happening, and then this twisty, fucking crazy 180 kind of situation that occurs at the end. Dude, The Sixth Sense is one of those fucking movies that deserve to be in the National Archives. It's so goddamn good. So to me, it's The Sixth Sense. Over Saw, I've seen shit like Saw before. And again, I mean, I like the movie Saw. Don't get me wrong. Saw is really good. But compared to The Sixth Sense, you know, this is like fucking... This is like Sonny Liston versus Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson knocked that motherfucker out quick. It was over. I mean, it was like, again, you've never seen a movie like The Sixth Sense. And by the way, people that weren't even into horror movies that went and seen The Sixth Sense when that movie came out in the mid 90s, they watched that movie and they're like, dude, that movie not only freaked me the fuck out, but made me sad. And I feel like it was the first time a horror movie was able to, you know, in my opinion, for the mass audiences, was the first horror movie that was able to make people feel emotionally bad and, you know, dramatic, but then also scared. It was the first time I'd ever seen people uniquely and universally say, "Oh man, yeah, it scared me, but it was really fucking sad." I mean, we both seen movies before that were sad, that were horror, but that was the first time I think mainstream audiences had really, you know, connected to a movie that were both. So
yeah, this is really hard for me. I'll be honest with you. I want M. Night to win this vote, but I'm struggling because like they're both and great. And by the way, the IMDb scores The Sixth Sense is an 8.2. It's M. Night's highest rated movie. No surprise there. Saw is rated as a 7.6. It is also though James Wan's highest rated movie. So there's a big discrepancy there. The Sixth Sense to me though, it did not get me the way it got other people when I first saw it. I was actually, this is one of those things that goes back to expectations. I talk about it all the time. Expectations can really ruin a film for you.
Oh, you'd heard about it?
Yeah, I didn't know the twist. I didn't know the twist. I just heard how great and amazing and mind-blowing the twist was. And it was like The Shining. The first time I watched The Shining, and I think for a lot of people, The Shining does this. Maybe not if you were around when it came out, but like knowing The Shining is one of the top tier, most revered horror movies of all time. A lot of times when you go in to watch it the first time, especially if you're a young kid, like I was the first time I saw it, you expect it to be The Exorcist, scary, like to be really in your face, scary as shit. You don't expect a slow burn psychologically, just a fucking goddamn masterpiece in filming. You expect it to be really fucking scary and to fuck you up. The Sixth Sense was the same thing for me, where I went in and watched it and I expected it to be super fucking scary. And it was never scary to me. There was a couple kind of parts that got me, and then the twist happened. I went,
"Come on, let me show you my dad's gun." That fucking freaked me out when that kid walked through the hallway with the fucking head of like the back of his head blown out. That was scary, dude. That was weird.
It really never scared me. Like the whole movie didn't, and the twist didn't really blow my mind either. So I was never a huge Sixth Sense guy. On the other hand, Saw, when I watched it in theaters, I believe it was around Halloween. And you go into this movie blind, and it was like, fuck, that was cool. That was really cool. It was different. It felt different. It wasn't as torture porny as the sequels. Like the first one was way more of it was probably, I'd say Saw is definitely James Wan's most M. Night Shyamalan movie there is.
It was more a cleaned up version of Hostel.
Yeah, well, with the twist at the end, with the way that they did it, like the dun 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 dun, like
one of the best endings of a horror movie ever.
Yeah, it was an experience for sure. But the whole time, it was always a little cheaper, a little bit more. It's not a grindhouse film, but compared to The Sixth Sense, it's more grindhousey, it's more dirty and grimy. I'm gonna go Saw here. I want M. Night to tie this.
Always
I really do.
Opposite, bitch, but never on time for the wedding.
I love M. Night. I love M. Night. Signs is a 20-8 for me, you know, but The Sixth Sense is the one movie that I've never felt beloved of his career as far as others do. And I just saw spawn the whole franchise and you know, everything. It's very, very close though, because The Sixth Sense is such a well-made classic film.
Yeah.
But it's Saw barely.
I feel like
Saw.
You know what's weird? I watched Saw the first time on I rented it. I didn't watch it in theaters. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't get that much of a fuck. So I rented it and then I watched it. I'm like, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
But The Sixth Sense came out and I watched that and I'm like, dude, this is like classic horror like a classic American horror. Like Saw was really good and like it had a great twist ending. But like you guys remember, like in those, it's always weird. It always comes in chunky parts of the 90s. There was like a Final Destination thing where I was doing like the predestination deaths or whatever. Then there was like a Scream time, and then there was like Saw where there was Hostel. There was like there, and then The Sixth Sense came out, and that was the first ghost it was a ghost goddamn movie that had a unique, truly different take, like the others, like with Nicole Kidman. It came out around that same fucking time. And by the way, The Others with Nicole Kidman is a great fucking movie, but that takes you have to invest in that movie to get a good payoff. But I feel like The Sixth Sense is one of the is the Cliff Notes version of something like The Others. But yeah, I like them both. I like them both either way.
I like them both as well. And let's check out the winner here. It's going to be, oh shit, we got a tie, man. We got a fucking tie. Not on this one, but overall, The Sixth Sense wins 51% to 48%. We have a playoff, my friends.
My God. Well, that's all for us tonight. So you guys are gonna have to tune in.
No, we got one more. We got one more.
No, I ain't gonna do it. We need to leave it right here. We need to leave it right here.
We got all right. Let's walk through this real quick here. Okay. All right, let's walk through actually what we've witnessed, because this shit's crazy, dude. This is wild if you look at it. So we start off Dead Silence versus The Happening. Dead Silence wins. James won 1-0. The next one, Malignant versus Lady in the Water. Malignant wins hands down 2-0. Insidious 2 versus Old. Insidious 2 blows it out 3-0. James won. Death Sentence beats The Visit 4-0. In a count of 10, James Wan was up 4-0. And then Glass beats Aquaman. M. Night gets on the board 4-1. James Wan comes back. Insidious beats the shit out of The Village. Fucking James Wan was up 5-1 in this thing, man.
And then Amber Heard happened.
It was over. It was over. Like M. Night had to. The only chance M. Night had was to win 4 in a fucking row, and that's what happened. Signs beat Furious 7. Split beat The Conjuring 2. Unbreakable with the upset beat The Conjuring.
I know. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I mean, that was my pick, but I'm still shocked. Sixth Sense beat Saw by 4%. This was tight as fuck, dude. So I think the question to ask, because we did leave a couple films out, a couple more unknown films that they did, and also M. Night's shittier films. So I think it's fair to ask the question to be the tiebreaker, which I will put up here really quick, is overall, in your opinion, just who's a better director? Is it James Wan or is it M. Night Shyamalan? And that will be the winner. Let's see here.
It's really hard because I don't like to judge people based on, I don't know them. So I don't know how they are. I don't know them. So I mean, I can base it on the movies then. I think that overall James Wan's a better director. I think that M. Night had his chance. I think M. Night put out some really good stuff early on in his career. And I think that M. Night he's like that director that's burned out, but he needs a fucking paycheck. So he has to keep writing shit. And he's trying to be weird. And he's trying to get out there. And he's trying to be other than another writer. And I mean, I was like, dude, that's got to be fucking hell for not only a director, but for a fucking writer, that you're not. I mean, and this is a personal opinion. I just think that M. Night is like that guy that's like, fuck, dude. Like, I had these really good, amazing early successes. It's like a band. I had these really good, these hair bands from the 80s. And they were all good in a row. I had a fucking hit after a fucking hit. I had a fucking hit, a single. And now I don't know what the fuck to do. And they just kind of die off. James Wan has shown more versatility than M. Night. James Wan has at least done shit like Aquaman. He's done shit outside of his norm. He's done shit outside the horror element. And I don't know. I think he's up for Aquaman 2, which is a shit show because of fucking Amber Turd. but at least he is doing something. I've not seen M. Night really do anything different than making movies that, I mean, yeah, you can argue like, oh yeah, well, he likes movies that he wants to make, but at the same time, M. Night's also making movies that the people only hire him for. I think M. Night was hot on people's lips early in his day, and then eventually he became a meme and he became a joke. Not because necessarily for his movies, just because of the twist ending, and that's unfortunate because he is a good director. But I don't think that I think overall, if you asked me and you're like, hey man, I got a horror movie, I got a great idea for a horror movie, I got an amazing idea for a horror movie, who do you want? You have all the money in the world, who do you want? I'm like, no, it's not M. Night. I'm gonna take James Wan because I know James Wan's gonna cash me a golden ticket. I know for a fact that M. Night most likely is gonna give me some weird ass fucking movie that could be great. And people are going to be like, oh man, the beginning, the first 45 minutes was awesome. And then the left or the last part of it, the last part of it left me with my dick in my hand because he didn't finish me. But at least James Wan's going to give me what I fucking pay for. So I'm going to go with James Wan as the overall better director. I mean, again, I swear to God, if I had an original script, a horror movie, whether it be an action movie, horror movie, or a superhero movie, I'll take James Wan every fucking day of the week.
I'm not. This won't surprise you at all. I'm going to go M. Night. I'm going to go M. Night. M. Night's my favorite director of these two, but I do love James Wan too. I think that for me though, M. Night is James Wan can crank you out a studio film that is going to fucking be successful, and it's going to hit it's going to get that Friday night fucking audience. You know, it's going to get what they paid. They're going to get what they want. They're going to get the jump scares, or in an action movie, they're going to get the thrills. They're going to get James Wan's going to crank you out a fucking Hollywood loved film. And M. Night, on the other hand, is either going to crank you out a masterpiece or it's going to be a fucking dud.
But you don't want to waste your money on that.
I'm fine with wasting my money on that because I want to see something that takes chances. I want to see something, and don't get me wrong, James Wan takes chances too. Malignant was a fucking chance, but I didn't. In the end, I didn't like it. And to me, even though Malignant was a risk, and he did some wild shit with it, it still felt like the Conjuring films. It felt, you know, it took risks, but they were just kind of schlocky risks in a weird way. I don't know, but James Wan does direct great films, man. As far as versatility goes, it's James Wan. He's more versatile because he can do Death Sentence, he can do Aquaman, he can do Furious, and he could also do Saw. He could do, which is totally different from The Conjuring or Insidious. Like he is versatile. You know what I mean? But M. Night, you can't even say is M. Night versatile because every single one of his movies is very different. He has his trademark things, the way, you know, somebody like, you know, Alfred Hitchcock has his trademark.
Give me a second. Big Vin, if you don't like it, you can leave, man. I mean, you can leave. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, do you have a small penis? I mean, I gave you attention now. You can go and jack off on your fucking dead mother's corpse. Please leave now?
I just kicked him out. It's good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, fuck it. But like, I subscribe, but shit content. Yeah, but you know, fucking M. Night's gonna take chances, and it's not always gonna be that great. But at the end of the day, I think that he has his trademarks the way Alfred Hitchcock does.
Yeah.
But sometimes Rob Zombie has trademarks too, and we know how that works out. But I do love a director who has a certain sense about him. You know when it's one of their films, but also they're not doing the same film over and over and over again.
That's true.
But for me, M. Night is a guy who he could retire right fucking now. He could walk away. Like, to me, he's a millionaire. He did Signs. He did, you know, Sixth Sense. Like, he could walk away. He does it for the love of trying to create beautiful cinema. And I'm not saying James Wan doesn't, but I'm just saying, like,
well, you know,
as shit on as M. Night's been, like, that guy has taken more heat than maybe any director ever. And he still steps up to the plate and he gives his best shot and he really wants to please people. Yeah. And I just love him for that, man. I love how different he is from everybody else who's ever made a film in the history of film. So for me, it's M. Night.
I love them both, man. And it was really hard to come down on one side or the other. It really is. It's stupid because they're both so good. I mean, they're both great creators and directors, and I respect them both so much. And the fact is, they are different. They are the different type of directors that you want to see. like in Hollywood. I love to see these type of guys in Hollywood because you know you're always going to get some great fucking movie or some weird movie or something that's going to be talked about, you know, over the water cooler. And that's why I like them both. But yeah, man, M. Night, man, like I feel bad for him because I feel like he was caught early on in that fucking tarantula web in the 90s. And they were like, "Hey, man, you came out swinging in the mid to late 90s with the Sixth Sense, and so now every fucking movie's got to be like that." And you know what he should have done? He should have just been like, "No, man, I'm just gonna make a fucking movie." No, I don't. You know, if he had done that first, it might have saved a lot of grief for him. But I think he did it. I think he kept on doing these twist endings because his agent or his manager was like, "Hey, man, that's what they know you for, though, bro. That's your fucking identity. That's your identity. You got to fucking capitalize on it." I swear to God, I could hear that meeting. That's your identity, though.
His second movie should have been a twistless movie so that he'd be free to
That's
move
what he
about
should
the
have
cabin
done. But they
career,
were like, "Oh, man, your big breakout hit right now, man. You made a gajillion dollars off of Sixth Sense. You got to do another twisty movie." He should have been like, "No, man, I want to do like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger and like a fucking like a deep sea movie." Like, and that would have been enough to be like, "Oh, yeah." And then,
sure.
you know what happened was I think he just fell victim to Hollywood fame, man. I feel like he fell victim to like expectation.
To me, but and again, like it seems when he makes a movie though, overall, when M. Night makes a movie, it seems like he's speaking his own fucking language. The way the characters act, the way they speak a little quieter. Like no movie feels like an M. Night movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it just has its own language to it. And I can't explain why.
I feel bad for him though. I like because you know sometimes when I'm watching those movies, I was like, dude, I think he's got so much more to tell. I think that kind of I feel like M. Night is the kind of guy, he's the kind of director that I would love to see him on like on like something like small, like Cobra Kai, like direct a fucking episode because I feel like he could do more than he's only allowed to do in this space. Like he has to do something fucking stupid.
And Cornpone brings up a good point. Technically, Sixth Sense was his third movie, and it was. No one saw his first two. I've actually watched his first two, and basically, this happened with Wes Craven too. Wes Craven did like a whimsical movie about a music school, But M. Night at first was and it's crazy to think that someone with the vision that he has early in his career, when he started, he was paid to do studio films, and he just kind of and that's why we don't include these in the Friday Night Fights, because it wasn't his movies. Like he did somebody else's movies to make money, and he learned how to direct doing them with his first couple films. But in the end, it's all about the ones that they were in control of. So
we're only basing it on the people, you know, that watch their movies. I mean, and the fact is, like, I mean, there's I'm sure that James Wan did early movies that nobody saw, and like, I mean, there's Christopher Nolan did how many? What was that movie called? The Stalking movie. The Stalking movie that he did. Not a lot of people following. Not a lot of people saw that movie. Yeah, of course. M. Night might have started out with a different idea and concept for his career, but ultimately what he landed on and what made him famous was Sixth Sense. And unfortunately for him, it was kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. That's literally the definition of a double-edged sword.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to look at the fucking results?
Yes, I want to see them.
You want to see the results? Here we go. Bum, 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 bum. James Wan is the winner of the whole fucking thing, guys. 67%.
Can't argue.
Oh, sorry, it changed. 66% to 34%. I know you can't argue. It was your choice, you fucking ballsack. You won. Hey, shut up.
That's what happens when someone's jealous they didn't hit the fucking scratch off.
So look, I wrote it all down. James Wan.
Hey, man. You can't argue with James Wan, man. James Wan is an incredible director, wonderful director. He takes things and makes them crazy, smooth, and terrifying. And but you know what? I don't want to discredit M. Night. I like M. Night. I always liked M. Night. And the fact is, I keep on saying I keep on saying M. Night like I fucking knew him in the goddamn yard at fucking San Quentin. Like, yeah, M. Night fucking used to work out all the time, and then he was like, "I'm gonna be a director though." I feel like James Wan is overall a better director because James Wan didn't need to rely on jump scares as far as like twist endings.
That's like his whole deal.
No, let me get
James
to my
Wan's
point.
way bigger on
Let me
jump
get to my
scares than
point.
M. Night.
Let me get to my point. M. Night was literally relying on twist endings to make his career, and he failed. 99% out of 100, he failed. But there are some good movies. No, I mean, let's take it back. Let's look at it. James Wan has had how many movies that are successful? And then M. Night has also had some successful movies, but his success came early in his career, and that he was replicating it his entire career. But James Wan is those guys that's versatile enough to get hired by studios because they understand someone that can do versatility versus someone that's going to be, and it's not his fault, but he is, it's going to be hounded for the rest of his life to do a twist ending. So he kind of fucked himself. James Wan is one of those guys that can do a romance, action, superhero, horror movie. M. Night is kind of stuck in purgatory at this point because if a studio hires him to do anything outside of what he's known for, it's always a chance. And he's not really done anything outside of what he's known for, which is unfortunate because I like M. Night. I don't think his dialogue is like fucking Quentin Tarantino or anything. I don't think this guy is a master storyteller, but I think M. Night is a good storyteller, and I like him, and I like watching his movies, and I hope that other studios hire him. But what I really hope is that M. Night is one of those guys at the end of the day that says, I don't need to be a fucking twist ending guy. I can just make a good fucking story. And then, at the end of the day, that's good enough. That's it.
Well, James Wan already won. James Wan won. James Wan wins. He won. It was a close fucking vote, and it was really, really fun. And M. Night came all the way back from down 5-1. But in the end, James Wan is the choice of the audience, and they're both fucking great directors.
That's choice of the American people.
Yes. So it's the choice of both great directors, and that's all that matters. You guys chose James Wan, but it was really fucking close. I think it comes down to a personal taste thing. Do you like someone who can crank out a movie that the audiences are always going to love for the most part, or would you rather someone who sometimes is going to fail but is willing to fall on his face and try his best? And it's a matter of personal taste. Yeah, and they're both fucking awesome.
And they're studio directors, and this is what happens, man. Like sometimes, and they wrote their fucking movies. I mean, and sometimes you write a really shitty fucking script, and you write a really shitty fucking story, and you think you can direct it, and it doesn't work. But at the end of the day, I like them both. I think they're both, by the way, they're both going to be remembered as like pioneers in the fucking horror industry, right? I mean, you're not going to not say James Wan and M. Night without, like, you're going to say on both, like, oh man, they came out with some great fucking movies. I mean, of course they did. I mean, they are what they are.
All right, let's catch up on some super chats before we go. Let me see what the last one that we missed was. All right, Chris, thanks, buddy. He says, hey, love the show. Tomorrow, my daughter Salem, names after Salem's Lot. That's fucking dope.
Hey.
There's also a great band named Salem that you should check out. Is turning 7. Can she get a happy birthday from Slender Man? She's a horror fan, but isn't old enough to watch the show. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Salem. Your name is very scary, but it don't mean what it mean, okay? So me hope you have a great 7th birthday party. Me hope you have plenty of ice cream and cake. And you tell you Daisy that you want to slip and slide. And he be like, what date? You look him in the face like that when you have a long mat on the backyard and you sprinkle like water on it and you jump and you slide off of it. You can find it at Walmart. Maybe Kmart. No, they is gone. But you have a happy birthday, Salem. That's right. You have a great birthday, Salem.
Oh, that's a dope fucking name for a kid, man. That's an awesome name for a kid. Seriously. They
That's
call
really
me
good.
Stamps. Is very interested in you, Jay, and your thoughts on what
That's
the most
fine.
disturbing comic
Let me have
you've
it.
ever read is he recently read Marvel's Ruins, and woo-wee, I'm not going to be able to get some of those images out of my mind. I haven't heard of that.
Actually, dude, yeah. I mean, as Mike said, I am very interested. I that's probably the most disturbing comic I've ever read myself. That's a Marvel comic book that came out in the early 90s, mid 90s, The Ruins. I would say it's either The Ruins or Preacher. The first issue of Preacher scared the fuck out of me. It didn't scare me. It was more disturbing because it was like going against God and Jesus, and I was raised in this very Christian household, and it was pretty much like God's not there anymore, and fuck you. And it was very Garth Ennis was like, but yeah, dude, The Ruins. There's literally the X-Men that are like Quicksilver's arms and legs are cut off to keep him in prison. It's fucking crazy, and they blindside, dude. The Ruins probably the most disturbing. I would give you that. There'll never be a movie of The Ruins in that particulars ever.
Speaking of which, the movie The Ruins is underrated as fuck. That's a good movie. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, the book is really good too. Yeah.
Gary, thanks, buddy. Says the Joker sequel should have had a Joker copycat or made Joker 2 a Jack Napier Moffat origin story and Joker 3 Jack White Red Hood origin story. Man,
I would go with the Jack Napier one.
I could not have imagined being the guy that had to write Joker 2, though. Like, I understand why it became a musical, because you like if you watch the Joker and you go, okay, hey, you fucking write Joker 2. I'd be like, Sphincter says what?
I just got my license.
I have no fucking idea what to do with this. Like, this is crazy, and it's revered, and everybody loves it, and it's revered because it's in this tiny little box in this little snow globe of a world. How the fuck do you write a sequel to a movie like that? I have no idea. So I understand why they ended up where they ended up.
Well, Joker 2 has a Jack Napier Mafia origin story, man. I mean, fuck, dude, that's not bad at all. I think that would have been pretty fucking dope. Because that would have played into the Michael Keaton fucking thing anyway. That would have been great.
Patricia, thank you very much, says The Sixth Sense, when the dad played the video of his wife poisoning his kid. So sad.
That was fucked up, dude. Oh my God. I remember that. Yeah. Oh my God. That was crazy.
That's a really good point. And I'm once again after this and after
she pushed the box. Oh my, yeah, dude. Holy shit.
After all this talk of all this stuff, I'm going to go back and I'm going to try once again to watch The Sixth Sense and really hone in on it. Cause it's probably been like 10 or 15 years since I've watched it, but maybe knowing the twist ruins it. I don't know. I'm going to give it another shot. The Masked Met, thank you, says, check out M. Night on Norm Macdonald's Netflix show. That you would have never thought those two mixed together, right? He's so down to earth and intelligent. He explains his flops and how he changed and adapted. Well, I'm gonna watch that.
Here's the thing about Masked Met. They haven't released all the I've scoured YouTube looking for all the Norm Macdonald live shows that you're talking about. If M. Night was on that show, Netflix got the fucking rights, so they're only releasing them in little small bits. I can't find that one, but that would be like fuck, dude. He was great. He was one of the best interviewers ever. Norm Macdonald. I mean. I would love to watch that. Well,
guys, and I hate to put a downer on this for sure, but I'm definitely going to check that out because that's an interesting thing. So we have the fucking trolls back. I'm not going to say anything about it past this, but so in the next stream that you guys are in, it'll have to go back to only subscribers can comment. So if you're on here and you're trying to comment and you're not subscribed, which is fine, but you realize it won't let you, just subscribe real quick because we're going to have to go back to that because people are coming in here and creating a bunch of loser fucking accounts and doing shit. So if that happens, we try to go away from a little bit because it cooled down and people stop being cunts and, but
what are they saying? Are they saying fuck my ass?
Nah, it's just a bunch of children being kids, fucking nothing better to do with their time. I used to play Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball on Nintendo 64. That's how I passed my time.
Who's saying what, dog? Yeah, meet me behind the playground.
Masked Met. In the end, James didn't lose. He won.
I like what you've done there, sir. You're a superhero in of yourself.
Well fucking done, my friend. All right, guys, that is the fucking show. Friday Night Fights back, and it was a good time in the pantyhose regions. I had a great time.
I had a great time. I just don't know who was being mean. Who's being a mad person?
Hey, fuck them. I don't give him the fucking time of day. It's like a bug. You just step on it.
No, I mean, I just want to know whose mom I was fucking.
Tyler Warren says ginger ale is the best. I fucking love ginger ale.
Hey, it works out. Like you can mix that with a lot of things.
And if you were ever in the Kentucky area, when Eric from Pretty Much It came down here, we let him try Ale 8 and he fucking loved it. If you're ever in the Kentucky or Ohio area, try Ale 8. It's the greatest ginger ale that has ever ginger aled.
It's really good.
On top
it's
of
like
anything.
It's like Canada Dry with like a spice to it.
Precisely. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
I can't even drink Canada Dry now.
No, because when you drink Canada Dry, you're like, I'm drinking LA, but not as good.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
what it is.
Someone came in it or something.
Can they I mean, we do Diet L8, but Diet L8 is like Diet Canada. If you guys know, Diet Canada Dry is like a really shitty version of Canada Dry, but Diet L8 is better than the regular Canada Dry. So
yeah, no, it's
that's all you need to know.
I love it, and I love all you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight on this Friday night. It's been a fucking blasty blast, like it always is. You guys are the fucking best.
See you guys. I love you. Thank you for staying on here with us during this whole goddamn time. It's been 2 hours and 54 minutes and 13 seconds counting, but we ain't fucking counted a minute of it because we love spending time with y'all.
I want to fuck y'all. I want to fuck y'all, and then I want to drink a Mountain Dew afterwards.
That's all we're doing.
That's how you do it.
Bye, y'all.
Extreme.
Bye, y'all.
Always.
Keep it clear.